걷기만 해 날 더디 가게 해 oh yeah 긴 하루만큼 넌 거리는 멀어져 One, two, three 기억 속에 짙어 너의 기호를 지우며 한없이 가득거진 너로 채워졌던 그 길을 정리하고 yeah. 사랑을 숨길 수가 없듯이 이별도 숨길 수가 없잖아 사랑을 시작한 그 순간이 다르듯 이별도 그런가 봐 이 사랑의 끝에 oh yeah. 이별의 길이 펼쳐져 너는 저 보이지도 않는 yeah. 끝을 계속 난 걸어가 우리가 멀어져가
Hello, everyone. This is Jay Takashi here to bring you guys another Chillout Session, number 19. And yes, guys, my the thumbnail I picked for this was to describe cold and chill because that's what my things are all about, just to be very chill and just very cold sometimes. But all in all, like I said, you know how we usually do in the Chillout Session. Anything goes, any topic. And sorry I had to, and I want to apologize for having to postpone this 25 minutes late, guys. I almost had a flat on my tire. One of my homeboys came in with the save today and just saved my life. So I want to say thank God to my boy, Emmanuel is what I call him, Emmanuel. And thank you, brother, for getting me home, bro. I appreciate it. That's true brotherhood. That's true friendship. That's true mutual respect amongst people. And not just, I don't trust anybody nonsense. Those are the cats I trust in my circle. And one of them, the person I trusted helped me out and at a very quick time. And I was able to get back home. So thank you. Without having to call somebody else to get me out home on my car. So, my car's all good. My wheels pumped up. Like, yeah, I'm all good. I'm good to go for this week. I just have to get my tires changed sometime next week. My front. Not my back, my fronts. One of my fronts got low. So let me correct that. More emphasis on the exclamation mark. But Jay Bones, what's up, brother? How you doing? Primal, how you doing? Guys, I'm gonna put the link in the chat so people can come in. And we're gonna be going till 11:30. I won't be on at 12 tonight because I pushed it back too much. So the longest we'll be on probably till 11:30 tonight. Hold on. Yeah, I've been okay, there we go. I put it in there. There you go. So guys, I have been talking to a lot of people on the YouTube streets, at least the people that I rock with more than anything, or have a little bit of difference towards me. And I do want to say something to the to my passport bros, to the people who are not passports. I want to say something to all y'all out there, cats. I support what y'all doing, trying to help brothers, try to help them achieve something really good, tell them to focus on themselves, to actually build themselves up, to actually get to the point where they're successful in their life. I'm sorry, guys. Hiccup. To where they're successful. They've done all the requirements they needed in order to get by in their life, to have a good quote unquote future and future offspring. But I'm going to say this. If you are the ones who are just saying, and I mean this, the ones who are like just literally keep on bashing like dudes and girls as a means of just trying to keep themselves up, to say like they're better than most people, that tells me something different. That tells me something ain't right in the head with you right there. Because if you're succeeding, you should need to bash another person in order to on your way up, or on your means of getting up. You know what that's called? It's called being a bitch. And that's called low self-esteem to me whenever you do bullshit like that. Oh, so they picked on me, so I'm gonna pick on them. Like, guys, real men don't do shit like that towards one another. Don't bitch, whine, moan, and complain. Now, I understand if you're in a place that is the word I would say that is not overall fit for your mind, and overall the benefit is not, it is not catered to the benefit of you overall to get out of the situation. That I would understand. But if you have everything that you need to get out, to work hard, succeed, and get out of the situation you get out of, then just do that. Don't don't freaking antagonize the people or talk about the people. Don't, like I said, don't badmouth people behind the screen as if you big and bad and you're not actually tough. Real cats on the street will beat you up for that, and you need to stop. Now, to my passport brothers who do not do that, who I got love and respect for, keep uplifting the boys, keep uplifting the men. What you've been doing. I know you're not ragging on other people. I know you're not groping them down. I know you're not doing that. But for the ones who are, y'all gotta stop that. I look at y'all sideways altogether whenever y'all do stuff like that. I don't tune into your beef. I don't turn into your drama. I'm not with this nonsense of, men, we gotta take our power back. Yes, I admit that. Yes, men should work hard and should be able to take back. Well, I say take back. You should already have it in you. You should have it in you. If it needs to be taught, honed, and trained, go to a place that can teach you that. That's fine. But bashing other people on your way top is pathetic and weak, and makes you lesser of a human to me. Because I already think, because personally, I think humans already have some built in-depth bias in them based on the torture or trauma they might have went through. So I'm not going to be a part of the bash party. My channel is not for that. I am not for that. And I am not for calling out idiots who are stupid. They already know they're stupid. Why give them any? Why should I accept the provocation and give them any comp? Because that's not what it'd be. Because that would just be feeding their egos, which I don't have one because I have no need of one. Because more often than not, it's a detriment and a weakness. So please, to the cats out there that are doing that, you need to stop. I'm not with that. I've never been with it, and I never will be with it. Not how I was raised, and it's sure as hell how I'm not gonna raise my kids to bash other people. That's bullying. It's no different. And that's all I gotta say on the matter. That has been getting on my nerves all week, and I needed to be set out. All in all, if you're not one of those cats that do that, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Worry about what I said. If you do got a problem with what I said, come hit me up and talk to me like a civilized man so you can have a conversation about it. Thank you guys. If you're not tuning in, welcome. Like I said, welcome to the Chillout Session number 19. Like I said, if you have any questions, if you have anything that you want to talk about here, please feel free to come in. Yeah, feel free to come into the stream, talk, and we can, like I said, have it discuss any conversation you would like to have. Was there drama? No, there was no drama, but no Primo, just me venturing the YouTube streets a little bit and seeing what's been going on. I normally don't tune into drama at all. And that wasn't drama I was hearing. It was just nonsense what I'm hearing from other people. People bashing other people, people just being disrespectful, people just not being adults. People think they can say something because they're on the screen and they're protected by the safety of their own computer as if people won't find them. They need to stop that. Because let them find you and something happened to you, I'm not going to feel bad. I'm not. You run your mouth too much, you trust me, you don't get what you asked for. Me, I don't start beef with nobody. I don't even start drama with no one. I'm at a point in my life, I told you where that beef shit is done. It's dead in me. I don't start beef with nobody. Beef is for pussies. Be honest, and for children too, who never grew up out of high school. That's just how that's what I've been noticing nowadays. But all in all, I ain't gonna let that ruin the vibe of the chill out stream tonight. We're gonna be out here chilling. We're gonna be having some fun, y'all. Let's get to it. So my man Truth, my man 84. I appreciate y'all comments. Shout out to the Jakashi Knowledge Relationship. Thank you, brother. Domo arigato. How you doing, Truth, man? You want to come in, bro? You're welcome to come in, man. I got the streaming. I mean, I got the link in the stream right now. So yeah. And I answered that. Makes sense. Thank you, Primal. Appreciate it, man. Vaughn, if you want to come in, you're welcome to come in. Like I said, our chill out, trust me, the chill out will go until 11:30 p.m. tonight. But other than that, because I have to work tomorrow. But all in all, cats, if y'all want to come here and start a conversation, you're welcome to start one. That or give me a topic to talk about. No Will Smith slapping. I don't care. It's dead as a doornail. Please. Give me something else. Where's my water at, actually? Hold on. Marcus. Like I said, guys, the link is in the chat. If you guys want to come in, come in. I got some water here, y'all. I need to drink this before I go to sleep. Clean out my insides. Hold on. What'd you say? Jay Tashi, remember words are words. Actions can have repercussions, though at the end of the day, was it worth your pride, ego, etc.? Thank you. That is a very good thing to ask me, man, to really post. I really appreciate that, Marcus. That's some real words that are being spread right now. He says at the end he says, remember, words are words. Actions can have repercussions, though at the end of the day, was it worth your pride / ego, etc.? That's fucking right, bro. Marcus, come in here, bro. If you're not too busy, man. I understand if you got errands to run. I have another obligation, but if you're still on, I wouldn't mind coming up later. Okay. Definitely, Mr. Vaughn. Do what you got to do, brother. How you doing, Truth?
What's going on, my brother? Good evening. How are you?
How are you, man? And man, I got saved by one of my boys today. almost had a flat tire, and then I probably couldn't get back home. But one of my homeboys got me.
Oh wow, well that's good.
Yeah, man. It delayed the stream a little bit, but he was able to get me, and I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
I go run an errand today.
They say, if you got one friend, you rich. So I'm glad you got someone that's dependable. That's dope.
I do. But I tell him like, yo, if you can do everything by yourself, trust me, it's a very lonely, miserable existence you have. Me, like I said, I got a brotherhood of brothers with me, so we look out for one another. If they need my help, I'll come over and help them if they need help. So, and that's just how I'm coming.
Right.
Give me a few minutes, I'll be up. I got you. So, Truth, how have you been, brother?
I've been well. I appreciate you asking. Thank you. A lot of people don't even ask how you doing. You know what I'm saying?
I know they're just a bunch of rude-looking people looking for themselves.
Right.
Dude, I don't know how many times I have to go on this tangent when I tell them this. Humans, trust me, humans are so selfish. They don't think about anything about themselves. I've come to understand that as me growing up, and I'm just
we
like,
probably
yes,
are the only ones that constantly harp on that, and I don't think people understand how selfish we can be unless we are conscious about not being selfish.
right. And the matter is like, if you can be unselfish for those few seconds to help somebody, it'll make you feel good, but also it'll make others know that this isn't a stereotypical person that just cares about himself. He actually cares about other people. And I'm gonna say this: you don't have to care for every single person, but I guess just caring for a few says a lot. At least for me. I like
Absolutely.
helping elderly people. That's just me. I like helping elderly people. Dead ass.
Yeah, yeah.
They like me.
I tell people all the time, like that's how I get my rocks off. That's what makes me. Some people love to receive gifts. Some people love to receive money. Some people love words of affirmation. Some people love different things, but most of it is receiving. I love to give. Like that's
Right.
that's what make me feel whole. I love to pour into other people's cups. You feel what
Right.
I'm saying? I love to give who I am, and I look forward to becoming something suitable, becoming a blessing to be able to give to someone. I mean, it's no greater feeling than to provide, to be a blessing for another person, and then to make sure that blessing is not creating a debt for them. They don't owe me nothing. I don't want nothing, and I really mean it. I just want the
Right.
sheer opportunity and the pleasure to be able to give. It's the greatest feeling.
Yes, and that just eases my conscience. It just lets me know what type of person I am, and I
Yes, there
guess
you go. There
yeah,
you
it
go.
lets me know what type of person I am, and I guess because I have so much conflict within me, like what's the right thing and what's the morally good thing to do. I
Hmm.
don't think I have to question that sometimes. I'm talking about it just like innately put in me by my grandmother. Just have manners, proper etiquettes, things that were needed in order for you to be a gentleman or a respectable man in a sense,
Yes, sir.
which is why I will never forget her teachings. I wouldn't for me, and first of all, I couldn't throw them away even if I wanted to. They're too ingrained in me at this point, so it's just a part of who I am. And
Mm,
for me to shit on those traditions would be disrespectful
yes.
altogether. To her hard work and to my father's, the mental programming of trying to get me to work hard. So I can't forget those things. It's just not possible. So when people say unteachable things, it's kind of hard to unteach some stuff. And shouts out to Marcus, my man here. He said, "Rest in peace, Dwayne Hoskins. Gone, not forgetting life ended too short." I agree that it did end too short, man. That dude was the Steelers quarterback, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
He was originally the Redskins or the
Oh, originally a Redskins.
football
Okay,
team. Yeah, I don't know if he's a Steelers quarterback now or was a Steelers quarterback. And
the Chief.
actually, what exactly happened to him?
Yeah, I can't remember what that incident was. Hold on. I do remember
Because
he passed. Like
yeah,
when I was really really young. I think 2006. Somebody brought him up. We were talking about the football game when I was with the church. I was talking when somebody brought him up like his passing. I do remember that talk. See,
hold up,
death cause.
Dwayne Haskins in 2002. No,
Repeat that
ain't that
again.
recent? Hold on.
Hold on, wait. 19. Wait, he was born
Yeah,
1997. Wait,
yeah, hold on for a minute.
yeah, that's too. Wait, yo, Marcus, is that right? That's not. Wait, he couldn't have been. What?
Yeah, yeah, he just passed in April 9, 2022. Yeah, and he was the Steelers quarterback. He was originally the Redskins quarterback. Marcus messed up the date. He messed
Wait,
up the
wait,
date.
wait. Wait, when he was born, or wait, is it 20? Is it
No,
2020 or what?
it's 2022 that he passed this year.
Wait. Who am I thinking of then? Hold on. Not not Dwayne Hoskins. I'm thinking of somebody else. There's another football player that passed away around 2022.
You
Not
probably
2022.
thinking
I
of
mean
Steve
2002.
McNair. You think about Steve McNair.
Oh yeah. That's it. That's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I remember his face. So why did I say Steelers? Yeah. Oh, okay. No, because I said you said Dwayne, and then I thought, yeah. That's what it was.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And the dude Von Bryant, I would love for him to come up here, man. The guy be
Yeah.
sharing some great stuff in the chat. I don't
He
I
does.
don't remember me hearing him actually speak. What's up, bro? Yeah, I'm just talking about you right now. Like I don't remember actually hearing you speak, but I would love to hear you speak. And
Yep. Definitely, sir.
also, I would love to have your email because I actually want to chop it up with you behind the scenes. I think he's dope. Stuff that he be
Yeah.
sharing. He's definitely.
Hmm.
I don't know if he's all the way into the faith, but he definitely know the word. So definitely want to
He
rap with him.
definitely does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say like you and me gotta have that one-on-one session talk behind the scenes. We still got to do that.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah. That's the reason why I
because
came over here, because I wanted to make
yeah,
sure we
because
set
like
that
I
up.
said, because you're a cat from Baltimore, and I respect Baltimore people personally. I've been to Baltimore when I was young for a trip, and
Hmm.
very different, very rural. There's some good areas over there, but also there's some tough areas too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's bad over here, bro. And I
yeah,
just try to do my best. That's why I tell people all the time I don't understand the thing about people like how you talking about disrespecting people because I know not to do it. I know
hmm
better. And that's what I was
I know
trying to
not to
tell.
do it either. I wasn't raised that way,
Yeah,
and
I
I guess whenever I did say something, I get my mouth would get popped.
exactly. So that's what I'm trying to tell people. I was raised not to talk trash to people and just openly just disrespect them. And then also I will be 38 in 3 weeks. As a reason
Oh,
why
okay, you're still in
I've
your
been,
thirties, my brother.
yeah, it's a reason why I would be 38 in 3 weeks. I made it is because I learned to keep my mouth shut. I learned to respect men. I learned to respect people and common decency. Period. And that's what I was trying to tell someone in reference to the Will and Chris thing. I said I was looking at it from a
Yeah, you
different.
look at it differently, and I can
Yeah,
understand because like and that's why I look at it differently now. Now that I see it,
yeah,
because I've heard that, and now that needs to be said now. You can't just be running your mouth and saying whatever you want,
yeah.
and
That's all I was saying. It was wrong. It's wrong to hit a person. We already know
agree.
that. So we
But
throw
at the
that
same
part in the
time, you gotta
trash.
be. Some people might not have that restraint like others, and I want people to know
Right.
that.
And that's
I
what I'm
because
saying.
I could go off. The
Right.
thing is, I'm
See,
still
and I don't
practicing
know
it.
that.
Yeah,
See, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know what another man can do. So I know not to say nothing, especially about that person's wife or children. I don't play
you
with brothers. I don't play
you
with
do
men. We're
right.
talking about men here.
Yes, sir.
Men that know that their job is to protect their wife and their children. Man, them guys will hurt me, man. I don't want that. I don't want no problems like that.
Oh,
I
Vaughn's
tell
here.
people, I
Well,
don't be
truth, Vaughn
thinking I'm
heard you.
the
He's here.
oh yeah?
Yeah,
That's
he right
what's
here,
up.
bro.
What's up, bro?
Wow, what's going on, man?
How you doing
Greetings.
today?
I'm blessed, man.
Greetings, Kill Daddy.
I'm sitting here chilling for a minute. I got another obligation, but I can come on just for a few minutes here
All
Right.
right. Thank you for
and
My
blessing
man,
us,
truth for a
man.
little
chop
bit.
it
Appreciate
up
Yeah.
with you, gentlemen.
it. Yes, sir. Yes,
Can you
sir.
hear me? Am I too loud? Am I too
You are
No,
low?
perfect.
perfect.
Oh,
You
For
good,
okay,
some
bro.
reason,
cool.
anytime you come on, trust me. I think you got the volume set at perfect, like purposely.
Is that well? I don't
Yeah,
know.
right. And I know you still laugh, but
Yeah, I
you're
don't
being
know,
respectful.
man. I tell you,
I understand.
but listen, it is an honor to be up here with this brother. You know, I heard him saying something about me, but this brother right here, truth is never favored. You know, when I first heard him, and you know, he would get quite deep with a few people, and I'm like, man, this brother's rough. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I knew that God was up in there somewhere. And so I kept listening and listening and listening. And then I seen your demeanor kind of take a shift. I don't know if you noticed that or if you feel like you're the same, but I didn't see people kind of because sometimes they would take you there, brother. And I mean, you would go there.
Yeah.
I have definitely heard you go
Yes.
there.
It's a thing with me is that a lot of times what I've came to see is once people know that you love God and you're
Yeah.
sincerely trying and you're sincerely looking forward to being a better man than you was yesterday and a great man today, the present, and what they do is it's like it's a button that they say, oh yeah, this is a button I can push. I can because he's supposed to be a Christian. It's like they want to
Mhm.
prove that you're not one, not
Wow.
knowing that what's learned on television and everything has nothing to do with the faith. Nothing to
It,
do with it.
exactly. And I and
So
I and I say this all the time, you know. I love God. I'm a Christian, you know. I live by those principles. But
yes,
at the
sir.
same time, on a bad day, you could catch these hands. I'm a
Yes, sir.
human being.
Thank
I'm a
you.
human being. So let's not just take it because we're sharing our faith as if it's some type of weak point.
Yes,
No,
sir.
No, it's
we're
not weak at
human.
all.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
human beings. you know,
Yeah.
and we're not even trying to stuff it down your throat. We baby feed it to you. If you
And
want to
Right,
be honest.
Brian,
right.
I agree with you. The thing is, for me, especially, and I truth, you guys all know this. I was former Christian, so I can see the mindset. I can see both sides.
Mm,
I know what, and I advocate for people don't take a Christian words and turn it against them. The extremists, that's different. Don don't listen to them, but the ones who are just trying to tell you what they think and all that, you shouldn't be looking at it like that. I keep telling people to stop that because remember, I used to believe those things, so I can see in the minds of what they're talking about. It doesn't come off. It's not corrupt. It's not. It's not ignorance. They actually know the stuff they're talking about. Now,
yeah.
granted, like I said, the extremists are the ones you don't need to listen to because they on some other stuff. I don't know what they
Yeah,
talking,
the
but they ain't
zealots,
preaching
the
the
zealots.
words. The what? You said what?
They call it zealots.
Yeah,
Zealots? Okay,
zealous.
that's a
Yeah,
Yeah,
new
he's
word.
right. Yeah, and sometimes when we are zealous like that, and a lot of us that become new in the faith, we are very zealous. You know what I'm saying? We just want to get the
Mhm.
message out there at any cost. You know what I mean? And sometimes we come across in a way where it's
Overbearing?
offensive to some people. Yeah, overbearing. That's a
I'll
good
say I
word.
won't say offensive. You come off. I'll say overbearing is
Well,
the word I use.
we're
You say
always gonna
offensive.
be offensive, but
Oh,
but yeah.
listen. I haven't run into an extreme. Okay, I have run into an extremist, but I haven't turned to. I haven't like run into like someone trying to be like offensive towards me. I
Well,
like or
but
something
see,
like
the
that.
truth is
I haven't.
offensive
Yeah,
to a lot of people, just like this brother's name is. The truth is never favored. See, a lot of
I know,
times
and
when
that's
you,
why I like his
yeah,
name. I love his name.
a
The
lot of
truth is
times
never
when you
favored.
go
That
to
is true.
speaking truths and truthful matters and things,
All right, Jedi.
people tend to get offended by that because they don't like the fact that you're calling them out on whatever it is, and it's not necessarily that you're calling them out individually. You're just speaking against something that is against the principles and standards and rules and laws, of the Most High, you know, of who God is. So
I respect you, bro. You what Jedi said. So if someone did me wrong and I have been redeemed by the Lord, I can hit him and I sin say so.
now, see, you got to answer for your for yourself. Now you got to answer for yourself.
Yeah, right. Yo, what's good, Ian? That's funny. He said because I hit him. I feel you, man. I feel you.
Yeah,
Truth
but
hurts.
we do
That's
have to
facts.
show restraint though at the same time.
We do.
You just can't haul off and be hitting people. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Especially
easier said
because
than
of a
done.
word or some
Yeah.
type of verbal exchange. Come
Right.
on, we should be more mature than that. You
Because
know
our
what I'm
words shouldn't be
saying?
hurting us at this point when our age and our. I'll say this. I think the people who are like our age, 30 and up, get it to an extent. I think they do get it. The people who are younger than us, I would say they don't get it.
Yeah.
Me, I move because I got taught manners and proper etiquette. I don't go in front of my mouth, and also I know what happens if I do that. Because like
Mhm.
I said, yes, I've started altercation one time before, and after that, I knew not to do it again. I didn't get beat, but I realized what I had to fight for my life because, like, dude, people go off like that. So you gotta. It's like I said, it takes for you to get it wrong one time to get it right.
Yeah.
But I prefer you to get it right the first time. I mean, and you not ever had the experience.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. He says, "I am vengeance," and he says, "Vengeance is mine," said the Lord. Yo, Jedi man, are you Jedi? You using all the extreme quotes right now, bro? It's like vengeance is mine. I'm like, okay, bro. Okay, you want some Batman shit, bro? Okay. But no. But all seriousness, man, it's just like you guys, like young cats need to understand. They listen. This screen can't protect you from the world. It really can't. And please believe, for when they do find you, it's not going to be pretty, and you'll be thinking about, oh God, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. Exactly. It's too late now. You did what you did, and there's no way to change it now. So now you got to sit there and eat that shit, and that's what that is. So that's why I think us men who are, like I said, 30 and up, not all of us, but some of us do get it. We move with the intention of not trying to start conflict, but the difference is, if our lives are in danger, we will defend ourselves like we need to. That should be the last resort, of course. But you saying words about me, like, bro, you can say something about my mother, and I ain't gonna look twice at you. You wanna know why? Because my mother's beautiful and she's gorgeous. Damn what you believe in.
Mm.
And that's what I say.
I hear you, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hold on. He says, sure, you can Sure you can. You just suffer the consequences for it. Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's how it be. Truth, is there anything else you wanted to say to my man Brian here? Mr. Vaughn
Hey,
Brian.
no, I was just like I said, I'm just grateful for his presence. Like I've been wanting to hear him speak for a while. So I'm just sitting back really listening.
Wow.
So how okay, so since I got you up here, what is your whole take on the Will Smith thing? Like from the whole outlook view, from the start of their relationship all the way to I guess the supposed reports he's in rehab now. What's your synopsis of that whole thing?
Yeah, rehab.
Wow. Yeah, it's unfortunate that a lot of us have a lot of pent up anger and resentment that we just haven't taken time to deal with. And so, I can understand why Will Smith did what he did, but I don't agree with, how he went about doing it. To me, that was very, very incorrect. That was the incorrect move that he did. You know what I'm saying? And so, hey, his personal life has been put out there for all of us to see, which has to be quite embarrassing. Do you know what I'm saying? That it has to be quite embarrassing for everything private about you and your wife's relationship is displayed in front of the entire world. Some of these things I believe should be held private, and now you get upset because people are talking about it. It's in the tabloids. It's here, it's there, it's everywhere, and it's because you all with this quote unquote open marriage, which I definitely don't agree with that. I mean, leave your mother and father and cleave to your wife. You know what I'm saying? So I don't agree with the openness of it all. But yeah, man, it's a mess. It's a mess, my brother. It's definitely a mess. And excuse me for paraphrasing this, but I thought that was a very much of a bitch move that he did, to go up there and slap a man like that right on his job in the middle of what he was doing, and hey, my opinion is not always popular, but that's kind of where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it.
Okay. And my view is a little different, but the one thing about me is I understand why you would come to that conclusion, because at the end of the day, when we think about what's right, if we're just dealing with morality, he clearly was wrong.
Right.
The part that I'm trying to show other people, because it's a lesson inside of it, the part that I appreciated, not the actual way he did it,
Yeah.
but the fact that he finally, and this is why it's not good to harbor, your feelings like this, because you see how it comes out in a negative form.
Yeah.
But I was glad that he kind of defended, he showed something of the fact, like, look, this negativity that's been, poured out there, all the people that have been talking about me, people making a joke, and even a person making a joke about, my wonderful wife. But the fact is, it's still my wife. And for me, I'm one of like I'm basically raised old school. And one thing my grandfather and my grandmother taught us as kids: do not disrespect your grandmother, don't disrespect your grandfather. Screw if they had problems with each other, we had to respect them. And everyone else had to respect them as well. And that was taught to me. If I choose, which is my choice, if I choose a messed up a harlot that is almost in resemblance of Hosea's wife, then that's my choice. But just like Hosea, that first and foremost, when I go to that altar, I make my oath to God. So I got to go get my wife. Every time Hosea's wife went out there and did what she did, he had to go right and get her. Bring your tail on home. I got to deal with this crap. I got to deal with it. And I'm pretty sure he didn't want to, but he did it first and foremost in singleness to the Lord, because that's our first oath when we go to the altar. I'm going to obey what you say for me to do for my wife first.
Mhm.
And I'm going to lay my life down for her first. And it also says a man that does not protect his family is less than an infidel. You
Word.
can't. I got to deal with my wife, and he needs to do a better job of that. Because clearly, if he did a better job of being a man, we probably wouldn't be here. But since we are here,
Exactly. That's the
yeah,
point. What you just
yeah,
said. That's the point.
yeah. And that's why I try to share to people. I see. I look at everything. I'm not alleviate him of his mess. All I'm
Right.
just saying of the principles, because we have gotten too comfortable in this day and age with entitlement and with this freedom of speech to be able to say what we want
Anything.
each other.
Right.
That's all I've been saying. The disrespect has to stop.
Yeah.
We got to stop thinking it's funny. We got see me. I know better than to talk about. I don't care what my profession is. I don't care what my job is. I don't care if I was the president of the United States. I know in my mind from how I was raised, you don't do anything to another man's wife or their children. No, don't nothing. That is off limits. That is an easy way to get your tail whipped. Again, my grandma.
Real
You talk
easy.
about
You
my
know,
grandma.
and I would
She would
agree with
take
what you're saying.
butter.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut
No,
you off.
I
Go
was
ahead.
saying if my grandmother heard us speak bad about granddad, she'll tear our butt up, and vice versa. We knew not never. If we heard them, talking about something, or granddaddy was out or whatever, and we dare and part saying, "Hey, granddaddy, you was wrong for such," she would, don't you ever. That she would always say, no matter what, that's your grandfather. He's a good man, no matter what. And see, we lost that part of respect. That part, no matter what, that we're still human, but certain things are just bottom up off limits. We just can't go that route.
I
That's
agree.
the only thing I was saying.
Yeah, I agree that our speech is it is very inherent and important at the same time. And just like they say, the power of life and death is in the tongue. So some of these words really have a
Exactly.
grave, and I'll just say that again, a grave connotation to some of these words that we say. We have the ability to speak life and speak death into our lives. So here's the thing, when we take the verbiage and the language and use it all willy-nilly without having any type of accountability or respect for other people, then we have to suffer the consequences of our speech. Now, is it right for you just to go and deck somebody because they said something?
No,
No, but at
no,
the same time, you have to understand that there are people that are willing to do that.
yes,
And with that being said, now you need to make your decision. You know what I mean? Yeah,
yes,
you have to suffer the consequences sometime. Was he right? No, he was not. He was not right. I don't believe he was right. He could have handled that in a much better fashion.
yeah.
Much better fashion.
Nobody that's
And to
morally
me, at that point, you're really not protecting your wife, you're protecting your ego. And see, so
right.
that's the problem that we're having now. I understand the protection of the wife. That's just like me getting up early in the morning and going to my job. And once I get there and I know I need that job, and then here go Bill, he's having a bad day and decides to call my wife a bitch. So now what am I supposed to do? Should I lose this job that's allowing me to pay my rent so that me and my family don't have to sit on the curb because he
Right.
said something? Should
Now,
I
man,
haul off? Wait, should I haul off and
right.
bust him in his face in the break room? Or should I deal with it differently? When it's physical, you should meet it with physical. When it's verbal, you need to have the ability to meet it with verbal. You see what I'm saying? And although some of these verbal words are offensive, yes, they are. Back in the day, and I'm almost 60 now, well, in July. But here's
God
the thing.
bless you.
Back
Yeah.
back in back in the day, we played the dozens. We talked about your mama, your great grandmama, your niece, your sister's bald head. Man, let me tell you, we did it all. And some of us could take it and some of us could not. So here's the truth that's very unfavored, is that some of us can take it and some of us cannot. Now you need to know how to govern your speech. that part right there.
You really need to.
And this is the part where I think a lot of people are mixed up for what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Okay, so when I mean by he stood up for his wife, I'm not saying he stood up for her as in, oh, she was a damsel in distress. What I'm saying is he stood up for his mandate of what he's supposed to do as a husband. So his objective is supposed to protect her at all costs. Even though she's not a damsel in distress, just for the sake of what a husband is supposed to do. The bad part is he did it in a wrong way because it could have been handled better.
Yeah, I agree.
That part, it could be handled better. I don't think anyone that's morally conscious will debate that part. Again, the only thing is I've just seen too many men who claim to love their wives don't do anything.
And then you know what, too, truth is never favored. And one thing we have to look at too as well is that we really need to be aware of these women that we're choosing.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Because some of these women that we're choosing, man, let me tell you,
Barry put it.
I've been hearing that. There's a scripture that says there's a way that seems right to a man.
Yes.
But in the end leads us to destruction. Yep. And so you have some of these females who will bait an argument, who will bait violence, and sit there and say, you're going to let him talk to me that way? You know what I'm saying? It's a Jezebel spirit. You know what I mean? It eggs you on. You see what I'm saying? And they're not even there in your defense. And why would someone do that? Why would someone do that? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we pick the wrong women and it happens. I mean, hey, I'm guilty of it. In the past, I've been married going on 20 years now. And me and my wife get along great, but I've made some mistakes down the road. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned from those mistakes, And so for him to get up and with that being his motivation is to be in her defense. And then you throw a brother under the bus later by saying, hey, I didn't need him to do a damn thing. I didn't need him to defend me. I can do it myself. And you know what I'm saying? Come on now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
It's like, absolutely, what is going on? And if you're going to defend her before she ends up sleeping with your young son's friend.
Yeah.
Defend her in a way and pull her coattail and say, hey, I know we all get weak at times, but what absolutely what's going on right here? This is unacceptable. See, that alone would have caused me to separate myself.
Right.
I can't do that.
Yeah, and that was the other end where I was saying him as a man, he has fallen short.
Yeah.
Because we who are men of God, we know leadership is first, so we could prevent these type of things from even happening. That's why we supposed to make sound decisions.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we make choices out of ignorance and fear. And that's why, our Father's word says the Lord did not give us a spirit of fear.
That's right.
But of love,
power,
and what else? Power and
a sound mind.
Exactly.
Look, we talking the same language. See?
Right, bro. Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And don't get me wrong, because my heart goes out to Will Smith. Everybody's down on the brother because he made a mistake. Listen, we've all made a mistake before. You see what I'm saying? And I believe that he's truly acknowledged his mistake. He's truly aware, of the consequences of his actions. you know. So now he needs to I believe that he should have forgiveness. You see what I'm saying? You know, anytime we mess up and can understand where we went wrong and sincerely, you see what I'm saying, be convicted of our actions. You know, even the Bible says that if you confess your sins, he is faithful and just to forgive you of your sins and cleanse you from all unrighteousness. You know what I'm saying? So when we're gonna all make mistakes. So I'm not the judge of Will Smith. You know, he's still my
Same here.
brother. I'm still a fan, and so now with this situation, and as bad as it is, I'm provoked to pray for him. If I could say that, I'm provoked to pray for him.
I think it comes to a matter of yeah, like we can't judge this man's life. This is his life. It's fine. Obviously, people will always judge other people. That's what they do. It sucks, but they do that. Me, I will not. Me, I will not follow that coattail line because more often than not, a lot of labels that humans have created has frankly pissed me off altogether. And that's why I said this. And I told my friend, listen, if you're new here, I'll give you a tip. Helping to appropriate an agenda will definitely piss me off. And I'm gonna say this: if getting rid of y'all people is what it takes to protect good people, I'll gladly do it because you are part of the problem, not the solution.
And
And
you're talking about people on YouTube, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm talking about just the people on YouTube and streets acting like if they can just judge somebody,
yeah.
like who the first of all, I'm gonna say this: who the hell are you? Nobody. You ain't gonna, and I'm gonna say this: you ain't gonna do shit except run
Wow.
your mouth off like a little baby. Whammy, wham. Shut up. Nobody got time for that nonsense. I don't have time for it, and I'm not even going to entertain no nonsense. Accepting the provocation of other people is what gets you. Well, is what puts you in the grave real quicker than you like to realize. And I tell my friend, I bet you wouldn't talk any of that if you was in New York or in Brooklyn. They would
Nope.
get you. If you were in
Or
the
in
streets
the
of South
actual
Carolina,
presence,
where I am from, bro, they would jump you.
yeah. Or in the actual presence of the person you're talking about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they would
we
do. They
we
would
do the
stone.
we
Dude, they would
love
hit you. They
doing
would hit first and
the
ask questions
hiding
later.
behind these avatars and stuff. And I'm not a camera person, and I don't have a problem telling people that. Listen, you're not going to talk me into that right now. But I would like to be heard. You know, I feel I do have something to share, you know. But at the same time,
Yeah,
I do
you do.
notice that a lot of people get in these platforms and they talk so much stuff, you know, and they
Mm.
get all in your business and they threatening. And you see, I don't have time for that.
I
You
Yep.
don't
know,
either.
I don't have time for
I'm
that
not
type
about with
of
that.
yeah, you know, and so that kind of pushes me away from a lot of some of these content creators
Big
because it
fan.
seems like they breed it, you know, and it's all about clicks and views. You know what
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm saying?
It's like
Yeah,
a stubborn virus.
yeah,
That's
it's
what I
all
called
about
it.
the algorithm and all of that kind of craziness. But it's nothing about truth. It's nothing about, you know, respect. It's nothing about, you know, standards. It's nothing about morals. Everything is opinionated, you know.
Hmm.
Opinionated and
You know,
opinionated as if they're
it,
entitled to their own facts. Sorry to cut you off, Vaughn,
no, it's
but
okay.
I wanted to touch up what you said. an follow up what you're saying. To add more
Yeah.
to it
And so
because what it is, it's
go ahead.
adding more to their fuel to their fire. And I want to say this: you're entitled to you're entitled to your own opinion, but not to your own facts. And what I
Mm.
mean when your own facts that you made up. The
Yeah,
heck.
I hear you. I hear you.
Go ahead, Brian. I
I
want
hear
you to
you,
speak.
man.
Sorry about that, sir.
But listen, I feel the same way that you do. Um, just recently, you know, man, it disgusts me. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even judgmental. It's just, you know what I'm saying? You know how you can smell something and you almost throw up in your mouth a little bit?
Mm-hmm. I've done that
Excuse me.
before.
Well, it's the same scenario with some of these things that I hear and see in these spaces. You know, the way we're relating, the men are relating to women, and the way the women are relating to the men, and the way that we can't come together at all. You know, we're good for 5 minutes, but then 10 minutes down the line, we're at each other's throats. You know what I'm saying? It turns into a shit fest.
I know what you're talking about, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
I know what you
man,
mean.
we started out so well. So what
Right.
happened? You know?
Somebody
So
said
it kind of makes me
something nobody
question.
liked.
Yeah, it makes me
Mhm.
question myself a little bit and say, well, man, I want to be in a place where I can share and talk or whatever, but it makes me question whether or not some of these spaces that I do it in, if I should be doing it in those spaces. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, do I really have anything in common with some of these people? But hey, how you feel about that, Truth?
No, I mean, number one, that's from your POV, and number two, I don't have a problem with nothing that you said because it's the truth. I mean, the spaces we're in and the people that we're surrounded by. My kind of hope of when I got on here, and this is the thing, that's sort of like what triggers me. And the reason why I'm kind of glad I'm here because it's helped me work on one of my weaknesses, which is being reactionary to
Yeah.
negativity and disrespect, which I am highly volatile to
We
because
know.
I'm not used to that. I'm not used to people just running around disrespecting someone you don't know. Like, I don't do that. The people, that's actually in my circle, we don't do that. We actually know better. Like, I don't open my mouth just to, if I hear somebody say something that I don't like, I don't go into, oh, let me disrespect them
Right.
because I know something will happen to me. I know I'm not the biggest and baddest person. I don't never judge a book by its cover. I don't think, oh, I got this made. Or yeah, this is going to be an easy one. I never think like that. Because there's been plenty of times people have caught the fade where they thought I was an easy lick and it didn't work out in their favor. I just put it like that. And, a lot of times when they see, a baby face, curly haired boy and everything like that, they take advantage of that. They try to go for a weakness. And again, it don't fare out in their favor. And that's what always helped me to understand and learn. Again, like
Yeah.
Jay said, this was instilled in me by my grandparents to be respectful and common decency to everyone,
Yes.
no
Yes.
matter young or old, big or tall, big or tall. I mean, small or tall, no matter what. Common decency towards everyone, even animals. Animals to humans, big or tall, young and old. But for some reason, which we already notice in our world, that we're falling in perilous times. And along with
Hmm.
perilous times comes the lack of respect and common decency towards men. Most
Hmm.
importantly, the love of this world has waxed cold. And
Yes,
we
sir.
don't care about each other at all. A lot of people want to say it just for the cliche and to seem like they're actually looking forward to being decent, but the end result is we know they're selfish to the point where they're looking for a place of gain for themselves. Very rarely is someone looking to just do without creating a debt. And that's something that I thank God that He has been working with me and placing in my heart to learn the wisdom of being there for someone, openly giving, freely, and
Mm.
not creating a debt when you give. Expect nothing in return. And I'm
Wow.
looking forward to continually grow as that type of man. I'm looking forward to what my standard is, and that's Jesus Christ. I'm never going to be him, never going to be able to
Amen.
get close. But as long as I have that standard, I will always be humble and I will always be looking forward to being better. I will never be complacent. I will never be yeah, that's the right word. Complacent at where I'm at now.
Complacent.
I know I
Yeah.
still have a long way to go. So
True. The same with me, man. I have a
Wow.
long way to go, and I think my journey, and I want to say it because the two men here on this panel, my journey is to discover of what it means to be a man, but also me becoming a man itself. I'm not saying I'm not a man, but I'm talking about the man that I want to be. Like the one that I know my kids will like to, inspire to be.
Absolutely.
Like my son and my little girl be like that. I want someone like daddy who has his values, who has my dad's values. Or if I said like, dad would be able to be a little bit like my dad, like similar to him, be my own person, of course, but growing on the morals that he taught me. And it's things like that that I want to be, known for. At least, but my kids, not to anybody else. Screw anybody else. I'm talking about my kids. And then, my wife will look at me like, yo, I married the right guy. Simple enough. And I know it's going to take a lot of work and effort to do, and I don't expect it to happen overnight. That's the thing. I like to hear from my OGs, or my elders, and just cats that have just who've been about the life that actually have reformed and have their families now, and they know what to pass on to cats, young blood such as myself. I'm 30, but even then, it's just more so you're still young, so you got a lot more growing to do, which I do.
And that's good that you can, recognize that, because there's a lot of people your age that don't consider what you were saying. And so when you get an old head like me trying to, spit some knowledge or share some advice, they're reluctant to accept it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, us who are older need to figure out a way to reach younger people, because a lot of times we're stuck in our ways, and we can be
Yeah, it's
offensive as
both ways.
well.
I know.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the plight of this generation is nothing like the plight of mine. So I would have to be honest and know that, there's some situations that you could teach me about. See what I'm saying? Because I'm not privy to some of these things, because, I'm used to how I came up and what I was taught. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I do read, I do watch YouTube, I watch and I listen. So I have a good idea of what's out there. And it's pretty slim pickings for a lot of you young brothers. You know what I'm saying? Not that the good women aren't out there. It's just I just see a lot of you choosing the wrong ones.
Choosing the wrong ones, but also it's also a matter of, for me, I speak to my UK bros over there because I feel for them over there. It's not really pleasant from what they have told me, and I know it's not, because it's probably like worse than America here. But the thing is, for me, because I'm not over there, even then, if I spend a day in one of their, like, let's say we switch bodies that day on some Freaky Friday shit, and I literally see what they have all been talking about, like, is this bad? I'm talking about in every nook and cranny. Okay, yeah, we got to get you out of there.
Yeah,
it just means you got to work really hard to, and it sucks. It's like you got to bite on the belt until you get everything and you out, and then when you finally leave, I say close the door behind you and don't look back. But like I said, don't bash anything while you find what you find. Don't brag about what you got. I would say, just say, yo, this is my wife, the woman I married. I found me a nice lady. That's the only thing I should ever hear. If you want to brag about how American woman and all this, somebody, bro, listen, you was doing good until you said that. And but the thing is, I'm not trying to cover up for bad behavior. But the thing is, I'm not going to regurgitate the same thing that's been said. That's the difference. I want you to get out of that negativity. You got what you need. Now don't fuck it up. Worry about what you got right there. Don't worry about nobody else. Worry about you. Now, if you're trying to be an inspiration to help other people, do that. But don't do it while, I told you, don't do it while bashing other people. It don't make sense to do that. That don't make any sense. It doesn't. Because if it was one thing, it's like you never see how you're ever going to be progressive in stuff that you want to do if you keep bashing something down. It makes me think that there's something mentally wrong with you. Like you might have some psychopathology to me whenever you start doing shit like that. Or you have some disorder or something, like you need to see a therapist and need to work this shit out. I've already done my therapy. I've done that before, and I've worked out my anger issues since I was young. I still have my anger, but it's not to the degree of what it was when I was younger. because Vaughn has already heard the story. Like I think 2 chill out sessions ago when I talked about it, and I'm not a perfect person. I'm not the standard for what is just and moral. I'm not at all. I'm just a guy that listen. I'm gonna say this. Listen, I'm just a guy from Pennsylvania that loves anime and that loves Asian culture and that just wants to live his life the way he wants to live it. And a guy that just really just a guy that wants peace and his own peace and solace. And if that means I gotta work for it, I will work for it. But I'm not gonna bash or talk to anybody behind their back like a bunch of rat in a corner. I'm not gonna do that. Because one of my favorite lines in the movie is, listen, we've done a lot to this person. And when they wake up, we'll do a hell of a lot more. But the one thing we won't do is sneak into the room while we're asleep like a filthy rat and take them out in their sleep. And the reason why we won't do that thing is because that thing would lower us. Enough said.
Well, I can tell that you're talking about these YouTube spaces. So something must have happened that you found very offensive, or a conversation that you heard or overheard or possibly were
It
a
wasn't
part
just
of.
super offensive, Braun. It was just more so like it sounded like you're the standard for what is just moral and right. And I'm not a fan of that. Your way is not for everybody. His way is not for everybody. My way is not for everybody. But the thing is, I don't say stuff as if it's law, because that sounds paternalistic coming from people like that. And I know they don't know what paternalism means. And I can but here's what I just did just now that I'm willing to go back on. Now, when I say I know they don't know what paternalistic means, I would tell them to give me a definition, and you can shut me up right now. And I'll say I sound like a damn fool. I will do that because I've done that for people before. When somebody says, "Oh, you know what you're talking about? Put the beakers in a damn box," or if he says, "Like, I wanted you to read this book," and guess what? I don't believe in field theory, Jay. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. And then I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay. And then if okay. So here's this. If you do this, I will give you a passing grade once you can go right in front of a report on it. And then he says, "Wow, what you said was really real." And I'm like, I sound like a goddamn fool. Exactly. That's how humility and non-ignorance is supposed to be done. That's how you learn from it. That particular error where you think you thought you knew something, but you really didn't until you actually read and until you got off your ego and your pride and actually read the book that he told you, recommended you to read. And then when you come back and say, "Wow, I was foolish, I was stupid about what I said. I really apologize. This is a real good book. This answered the question of what you were trying to teach me in class and I wasn't listening." Right there.
Yeah.
That is what people are failing to learn. Or not willing to learn because they don't want to learn. It's like I said, it's my way or the highway. Okay. And guess what? That highway is going to be just what that highway is 150 degrees and you're going to be cooked on it. Like roadkill. So that stubbornness, that eager, that condescending way that you have of speaking towards people. And because somebody even told me the same thing, that condescending way is going to make you, you're going to feel a lot of pain. Just be real. Just understand that. And the thing is, that's why I say I really don't want people to jump over their words because they're afraid they might get hurt. But I kind of want you to speak your truth anyway. The difference is be respectful when you say it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I've said anytime. That's why I don't let anybody here disrespect anybody. I don't start beef or drama. I don't talk about nobody else. That's why I'm keeping it anonymous, like what I do. But the difference is somebody says, "Oh, he is simple. He's coming at him." I was like, guys, please get over. Please stop with your nonsense. It's pathetic that you keep using words that you know nothing about, and it's really even more pathetic that you keep enticing conflict. Like you're and this is what I tell them, and this is what I'll say: you're a bunch of, what you cats are. You're a stubborn virus, and the virus has mutated into something ugly and stupid. But guess what?
Wow.
But guess what? And there's no way for you to treat yourself. You know how we treat it? By ignoring you. and it's simple for me to ignore you. It's one of my special powers that I've been given when I learned in school. When actually, definitely when I got in high school to college. Except one girl almost take me off, and I almost want to punch her teeth, and I'll admit to that because she got a mouth and she needs to not speak to people like that, like she bad as some chick. Because guess what? If I gotta beat your boyfriend and shut you up, I'd have beat him up. But the difference with me was that was anger in my head of what I wanted to do. I'm like, don't do that, Jay. You know not to do that. That's what my conscience stopped me. My mother's teaching and my father's like, don't start shit without, like I said, don't start shit. Even though she says some shit, and please, Ball, right? She has a right to get her teeth like stomped in for her mouth.
See, this is
I was
why.
like, I literally shut that down. I relaxed, and I was like, go to your music, Jay. It ain't worth it. Please believe. Unless you come over here and put hands on me, then she gonna get her teeth knocked out, and that's it. Other than that, my consciousness and my grandmother's what saved her that day. It's what saved me mostly, and that's what it was. Go ahead, Vaughn.
Yeah. No, I hear exactly what you're saying, man. And I feel you. I feel everything you're saying. I'm new to YouTube. I've been on YouTube for almost a year now, and I'm still learning how to conversate in some of these spaces and stuff like that. But what I will say to what you were addressing is, and I'm just speaking from my own standpoint or from my own opinion or whatever, is I've had to learn how to really seek God for my direction and how I'm getting ready to move. You know what I'm saying? Because I have found for myself that when I move on my own, which God allows me to move on my own, you know what I'm saying? But there's certain circumstances where I really need some direction, and I'm not getting it from folks, and I'm not getting it from YouTube, and I'm not getting it from my wife, and I'm not getting it from my mother. I really need to tap into that spiritual space and get a word from God. Now I'm just speaking from my opinion. So I've learned, and even in these YouTube spaces, I've seen people who are very opinionated, and and they're so opinionated to the point to where it's either my way or it's the highway, and I don't care what you bring to the conversation. My mind is totally shut. So what I say is important, and after I say it, everyone else is shut off because I really don't care to hear what you have to say. And so that to me is not a well-rounded conversation at all. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to my opinion, well, you know what they say about opinions. You see what I'm saying? And even the Bible says, lean not to your own understanding, but acknowledge him, and him being God, in all of your ways, and he will direct your path.
That's right.
So when I get so caught up in my ego and say, you know what, I don't like what Truth Is Never Favored said, I'm about to bust him in his mouth. See, I'm leaning to my own understanding. I'm not acknowledging God in all of my ways, but the point is all of my ways. You know what I'm saying? Not just the way that I am when I put on my church suit and go to church. I'm talking about in all of my ways. If I'm sitting down doing crack, or if I'm smoking weed, or whatever I'm doing, I need to acknowledge God in all of my ways so that he can direct my path.
That went over a lot of people here, bro. I ain't mean to cut you off, but what you just said is big bars.
Wow.
Go ahead, continue. I hope they heard what you just said just now. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, and in all of my ways, I have to acknowledge him because I want that direction from him. And so I have been guilty of being on YouTube, just like my brother here. Truth Is Never Favored, and was man allowed to be taken out of my character. You see what I'm saying? So I'm learning, how to listen and be slow to speak, but real quick and anxious to hear. Because in our hearing, man, that's where we're going to find direction in the truth. You know what I'm saying? You know, you
That's
just have to
facts.
be careful of what you're hearing and know the difference between what's right and what's wrong. But yeah, man, you know, yeah, I don't want to be that person that is so opinionated. And when it comes to Christianity, of course, this is my faith, this is my belief. Okay, so I'm not gonna beat you and browbeat you over the head with it. The only thing I'm gonna do is share it with you. Now you can take it and do what you want, because one thing I know about the truth is it will never come from where God is down to where we are and return to him void, but it will accomplish what he sent that word, that truth to do. See? And the truth will make you free. In other words, when I say, hey, this is not right what you're doing, see? Now you're free from any excuse. You see what I'm saying, for committing that act or doing that, because you heard the
Yeah.
truth. Once you hear the truth, you are accountable. I don't care whether you reject it or not. You are accountable for the truth that you heard. Thou shalt not steal. You heard it, but you stole anyway. See, the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life. And I didn't even get on here to be all that deep, but you know, we just need to be careful about how we go about sharing our opinions and just put it out there. Hey, this is just my opinion. I try to say that all the time, you know, because some of us, I swear, you know, you would think that we were the tell all, be all, you know. It's crazy, man.
Yo, Vaughn, man. I love it when a plan comes together, man. I just love it. It's one of the best feelings ever, man. When a plan comes together with you and your brothers, and y'all have an understanding. I love it when a plan comes together, man. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, man. I just
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, True.
No,
No,
I was
truly, man.
saying just being in concurrence with what Jason. You know, it's
Mhm.
I
Because
already knew you
your
was
brothers
coming up
help each
here.
other.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I already knew you was coming up here deep, and like I said, I knew it was going to be a pleasure, man. Like you saying, don't come that deep. Yes, we need more of this. We need more intellect. You know, that's why I love rocking with Jay. I love when he come on the panel. I love when he speak. His demeanor, it's that still water. Even when he's expressing, physicality, it's still that still water. And
Mhm.
I'm working on
yeah,
it, brother. I'm still working on it.
no, I mean, like I said, I appreciate that. I appreciate being around men. Like that's what I'm used to being around. I
Yeah,
grew up around actual men,
yeah,
so
yeah.
Hmm.
that's the
Yeah, man, them
thing.
men put me
You
in my
know.
place too when I was young too, to make sure they
Oh,
understand the difference
who
between
you
all of
telling?
them.
That's what I'm saying. I
You had to
learned these
learn.
ways because I learned not to do certain things and everything. All it took was once. That's the type of men I was dealing with. Like I didn't do a whole bunch of talking back. I didn't do a whole bunch of lying. I didn't do a whole bunch of crossing because all it took was once for me.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, yeah, that's something I don't want to deal with. But on top of that, majority of the people in my lives, from the ones that were decent enough to help me, get the roots that I do have,
Right.
I understood what they was doing from, that they generally cared. So it helped me to be more disciplined towards what they were saying.
Mhm.
Usually children, this is what help me to be, the dad that I am and the dad that I'm growing in. I learned that when I change, my children change. And as long as they don't believe that I'm doing things in a malicious way and out of anger, but it's truly out of love, and they understand that discipline is actually good, it's just correction, they don't mind being disciplined. They don't like it, but it's not to the point where they're so opposing to it. And then on top of that, when they come out of the discipline, it's not that they have a problem with me. Our relationship is still sustained. And that's where a lot of people have to understand, when you discipline people, you discipline them out of love. And you don't have to be, volatile. A lot of times we think we have to yell and curse when we discipline somebody. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Actually, I'm more
Yeah.
afraid when you're actually not showing no response, but the same type of temperament is there. So I'm like, hold up,
Yep.
that's crazy. Like, hold up, where's the reaction? That's the same thing I did with my kids. Like, that's when they really got scared. They're like, hold up, like, You're not yelling, but it's this like it's the same thing. Oh no, I don't know because they can't gauge where you at now, and
Exactly.
that's how it's supposed to be. So, yep.
I'm gonna be real. I had that. I told my friend. I did something like trust me in school one time, and I know my pops got on me for it, and they'd be like, "Yo," he said like he was like, "Yo, well, I guess I just see you when you get home." And then of course he ain't gonna be mad at that point. And it's like, yo, dad. I remember when this dude pulled up. I was like, oh shoot. And I'm like, I know about to happen. And he was like, and I'm just like, you try to be well, you like, I'm good, pops, like everything's good. Like, I don't give a frick about that. Get in the room. He said, and he was just like, I'm like, no, he said, if I gotta tell you again, bro, there's gonna be some problems now. Now get in the freaking room, son. Go. Now he's like, now he said, I know your legs are shaking, so he said, I know your legs better be shaking because I'm not freaking playing with you right now. I done told you about this. I got the talk and then I got the ass whooping. Both. The lecture's probably trust me. I would rather get the beating. I would rather get the beating first, then the lecture after. But this man, they decided to make it a monologue to tire me out and then whip my ass, as he should have.
Wow.
And trust me, my father. Listen. My father was a former military and a former policeman.
Oh no,
so this
I
is part of
can
my,
see that.
That's
I
awesome.
my upbringing.
I see how you talking. I knew you had one of the military dad. Same thing. My grandfather was in the military. So
I'm
it was
jealous.
needed.
I'm
Honestly,
jealous.
It was needed.
I'm jealous. You know, I grew up without a father, and I wish that I had that type of discipline. You know what I'm saying? My
Right.
mom did the best she could do, but I'm so glad that you could see the benefits of growing up with the father in the home. You know what I'm saying? It makes
and it was needed
huge
too.
difference. It makes a great difference. You know what I mean?
yeah, but see, the thing was this, and how you doing, Mr. West? Just
How you
want to
doing?
make sure to let you know that
Hey,
you're
Mr. Black
Yeah, we
acknowledged.
know
Show.
you're here.
Um,
I
man.
thought
I
we should
didn't.
get left out because he's
I had
military
my
too, by the way. So, yeah.
grandfathers, and the thing was, I was always around men. I was blessed enough to have my father for 7 years. I wish he was still here to this day. But for the 7 years that I've had him, it was a blessing. Like it was beautiful. Of course, by my mother and him being set apart, of course, her viewpoint of him, with them together is different. But the one thing what he taught me as being a father is he taught me how to make it about my children whenever they are around. I've always felt safe when I was around, and I always felt that I was the most important thing. No matter who was in the vicinity, man, woman, another person, he always made me feel special, like I was just the greatest thing, and I'm just his kid. And that's how I do. Like I constantly do that with my children. Like I know some people get tired of me talking about my children, but my babies are,
Nah, screw that,
they're
man.
me, and they
You're
everything
good.
that I got. And of course, they're not babies no more. They're 16, but I still call them my babies.
And
They
man, you're a father. It's cool, man.
yeah.
And
Amen.
listen,
That's right. Amen.
let me say this to the people who are tired. Listen, shut the hell up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You wish you had what you had. I'm gonna be real with that. I love to have kids of my own one day. You think I'm complaining him talking about them? That's a
and
good feeling.
You will.
Like that's
You
ultimate happiness
definitely
for a
will.
man. What you talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
oh, I
what
don't want to
we
hear
want.
this. I'm like, nonsense. They're jealous.
That's the blessing when you're able to see what is spiritually on the spiritual realm being, brought into the physical, and it's a physical manifestation of you, what came from your loins. It's
Yes, sir.
nothing greater than that. Like to see
Nothing.
them grow, them learn, and then you get a chance to see what you was like when you were a child. Like sometimes you forget, and then you look at them and be like, "Oh, dang, I did that too."
I was
And
getting ready to
then
say, don't forget rebel.
right, and then that's when
I
you
got
know what
rebellious for it.
that actually helped me have a lot more patience because I was like, you know what, I did that, so you know what, I can't really be that mad, but I gotta let them know it's wrong. So okay,
Yeah.
let me
Yeah,
try to
exactly.
figure out. Let me remember what would I wanted my mother to do, even though I know what she did when I did it. But let me see what I can do now since it could be a different way. And that's one thing that when I constantly tell people that have children, usually the child will change when the parent changes. I always reevaluate myself whenever my children do anything wrong. Anything wrong.
Yep.
Mhm.
I see,
Mhm.
I gotta go to what example did I give that caused them to think this was okay? We know they're getting other things outside, but what exactly did I give that make them think it's okay? Even though we have discussed this, even though I'm not doing it, or I
Mhm.
thought I wasn't doing it. So
Mhm.
I actually asked them. I asked them, like, is it something that I am doing that gave you the impression that this is okay to do, or to break an agreement and things of that sort? So those are the
Wow.
things I'm looking forward to. Like I said, being a better man and being a better father daily. So yeah.
Yeah,
Amen.
and
Amen.
yeah, definitely. And I'll say this before I let West go. Like I said, listen, my pops be my ass business. I know, like nobody's business, and we and him are still cool to this day. He ain't put now. It was like I said, it was to discipline me, but it worked. Kept me out of jail. Did it not? Am I did I face any charges? Nope.
That's it.
Saved my ass. Like I said, dad keeps daughters off stripper poles and sons out freaking jail, and that statement was true because I didn't go to jail. And I did some stuff that almost would have got me in jail, but I did not. Like yeah, I was even lucky to have the father that even took a chance on me to see good results be done from his self discipline. So hey,
Hmm.
I think it was very much needed, and that's cemented a much better place. And I actually do. I only respect my parents' authority, and that's pretty much it. Anybody else, I don't. But I do have the courtesy respect for every other person, like Wes, like Truth, like you guys, to actually let people speak, to let them get through what they got to get off, but also to be courteous towards one another. It ain't. I'm not on some f you to everybody. I'm not on that. I'm never not on that to everybody. No, I'm not. Now my freaking bosses. That's a little bit different because it's kind of like to hell with that bastard anyway. But I'm gonna still do my job. So it's like yeah. But Wes, anything you want to say, sir? Now that you're in here.
Well, sounds like an interesting conversation. See, my dealing with my father. My father was always dealing with his own issues. He always did the best he could, but he made a lot of bad decisions, and he didn't know how to. He did not know how to reconcile that with himself. So occasionally, that ended up being taken out on me and my brother. So I can see the value he brought, but he was dealing with his demons, and when I became a parent, I had to deal with the same things, and I have dealt with them a lot more, dealt with them a lot easier. Because what Truth was just saying, what example have I set? And I realized there was a few things my kids did that they got that from me. I'm like, gosh, I'm such an idiot. So it caused me to set a better example, and I realized I needed to be better about explaining to my kids, like, this is why we can't do this,
Right.
or that's not the proper response. You weren't necessarily wrong, but you weren't exactly right either. So,
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Hey,
hey
doing,
Marcus, you gonna tell everyone about the chanclas?
Not yet. Not yet.
I know how to. Oh no, I know how they discipline. I already know.
Yeah, they
Oh,
get and for Mexicans, they get the tree branch. They get the
I
cable
got
from
that
the
too.
TV box. Remember the antennas?
AV cables.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
cables. Yeah, and
that should
then
be
they'll get
laughing at like it's crazy.
they'll probably get the spatula or the pan every now and then.
Have you ever seen that
Yo,
YouTube channel called
not the pan.
Brave
Hell no.
Wilderness?
Yeah.
What-
Any of
Yeah,
you
I
ever
think
see the
so.
YouTube channel like Brave Wilderness, where the guy goes around? It's like, I'm gonna let this thing bite me.
Yeah.
Did you all
I've
see
seen
the
it.
parody by the
I've seen it.
by the Mexican comedian?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That shit was hilarious. Like, most people don't. A lot of Americans aren't going to get that unless you have like you're tied into the Latin community. But that shit was
Black community,
hilarious.
yeah.
I'm gonna get the chocolate. Oh, it's stinging. I feel bad for everything.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
my dad used to just get like the belt buckle itself sometimes. Just like the belt buckle and just like get it to like something where he wasn't attached to a belt. He would get like use like the metal wire, like the wire hanger, and just start.
I remember them. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like I said, people get beat out of their sleep. I promise you, man. You'll never do that shit. I'll be honest. I remember you'll sleep so good after you get after ass whooping. I remember that. Because you tired and worn out. And see, Vaughn and True know this because we had the same I think we had similar upbringings in terms of that. I know Vaughn never had his father or anything, but I know True can kind of relate. Like, bro, yeah, you know.
Oh man, my
If you
mother
turn,
would.
I'll be honest. If
Yeah,
you
she
turn up
would
in
give it to
church,
me, man.
you
She
really
would give
gonna
it to
get
me.
your ass whooped. I know. Woo! I'm glad my sister got it that day and not me. I'm like,
What's up, Great
thank
Perry?
goodness.
What's going on, man?
Just
How you doing,
chilling,
sir?
man.
Oh man. Yeah, like what was it? Ian said this. He said, when your parents start off with a statement, nah, I done told you, you know it's about to get yeah, man. Shoot, you better. I'm like, you better not. I'm like, you can try to run, but you ain't running from that dude. Your dad got, if he military, he got bare hands that are like steel. So no.
I was on a different stream right now before I came back to yours, Jay.
Okay.
They're talking about like who's that guy? He like he did like an open mass shooting on the subway in New York. Did you hear about that guy?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, I
this
heard
recent?
about it.
This is recent, right?
It was a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't know the full story though.
Supposedly he sprayed on like at least 10 people, like at least 10 or 12 people got shot at, like, and they had bullets like, you know, actually been shot at. And they're talking about how he was I don't know if he was part of the Manosphere supporters or something like that, or a person that says that he got screwed over by one of the Manosphere guys.
What?
Yeah, something like that. Like
No, I was
reports,
saying,
yeah.
what's up, Marcus? And what?
How you doing,
So
True?
fill me in with the whole. Do you know the whole story about that whole subway thing? Yeah, fill me
tell
in.
me. Fill me in that, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm hearing
like
this.
supposedly like the guy, he was going through some stuff, and I guess he had gone. I think he had gone to show maybe some grief and rely on these Manosphere guys, and I guess maybe he got screwed over, or like, I don't know, something like that. They were trying to say like the guy got screwed over by the Manosphere, and he was going through some things, and he mentally just like blew up, and then he went down to the subway. He just opened fire on like the subway, and then like about 10 or 12 people got injured, shot at. And
Did they say
the
what
police,
kind of weapon he had?
Nobody died, correct? Oh,
I don't know that anybody has passed or not. I just know they were like in the hospital.
Did they say what kind of weapon?
I believe it was like a submachine gun or like a assault gun.
Yeah, he planned that.
Yeah.
So you said, Marcus, you said that he was upset that he was misled by the Manosphere?
I believe so. I believe that's the last I checked when I was reading into it.
Wow. And
What?
you know what's
That's
crazy?
crazy.
Wow, that's
What's
crazy.
You
up?
want to know why this is so crazy? I don't know if you remember this, Marcus. Remember, I think it was actually last month or the month before that. Remember we was all on a panel and people were saying, how is the Manosphere and or Kevin KS and them having such a physical effect on people, like it ain't caused nobody to get killed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember that.
I think so.
I even think Jay was there that day too.
Was it on a different platform?
I think we were. No, I know you're
It was
talking about.
everybody. We had a big platform that day, and I was saying that I said, why do it have to get to the point where somebody physically harms someone?
Physically,
so
yeah.
They better pray that what you just said is wrong.
Hold on.
I'm about to rip people a whole new.
Hey, hold on. Back up just a minute, because the way I interpreted what you just said is Kevin, KS, and all them guys, because they're part of Manosphere, so they're the blame for one guy deciding to shoot up and spray people because he mentioned the Manosphere.
If he's saying that is his influence, yes.
That guy has for the whole of the guy's in his early 60s, and I remember he has had trouble his entire life. I think that if the media is talking about the Manosphere, then they're trying to connect him to that community. Which
I was going to bring it like that, because if they really are going to do that, that could be a way of them spinning it, but we don't know, because for all we know, he could just be a guy that's on mental illness that just happened to be part of a panel within the Manosphere.
That's what it could be. Yeah.
And you would have to listen. You would have to agree that out of all of the people in the Manosphere, somebody has some mental issue. Somebody.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But wait. But not just the Manosphere, but the church. I mean,
Exactly.
you got people in different sects and groups that
groups
have
that are
mental
like have mental
issues,
disorders.
you
Right.
know.
Yeah,
And
And
so
that's
when
what
they
I'm
do
saying.
something, yeah. So then when they act out and do something, then we all think that it's that whole organizational thing's fault because this person was a part of it. You know, they could have just happened to be a person that may have identified with that and just happen to have some type of mental issues.
Mhm.
Right.
so
So
that's the
that's
point
what
I
I
want.
was saying.
No. You didn't say that. You didn't. That's why I said what I said, just to clear it up. Because even for example, and I don't want to put light to or bring any direction to them in the conversation, but like for example, the red pill community, the black pill community, there's people like majority of the black pill community that I know. Everybody else is like pointing fingers, like, oh man, they're toxic, this, that, and third. Not all of them. There's more than one group. And Vaughn said it very perfect. The church too. There's different groups of churches. People killing, robbing, stabbing in the name of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean it's my Lord. Same thing. And two, just to be clear, Kevin and Sammy's and all those other games that you kind of mentioned on the low, they did not directly say or even insinuate, hey, you need to go take care of business on a physical level because you get screwed or because you get disrespected. They never said anything like that. They never
All right.
even.
So now you're being okay. So just because somebody don't tell you to go directly kill something doesn't mean that they're not influenced. Like we're not gonna play games now, bro.
So
We're
how
not,
they influence?
we're not gonna
Kevin
play
Samuels?
games.
So how
I
Kevin Samuels
don't know.
influenced
Listen,
something?
if you heard what I said they better not. It better not connect, or it's going to be a problem. Because we spoke about the fact that this could be problematic in the things that they're doing. It's also a report that the FBI was actually investigating them,
Is that
Investigating
right?
Kevin Samuels?
No, not he's
investigating the
saying the manosphere. The
manosphere.
manosphere.
The manosphere, not
Okay,
him.
so
There's
Specifically
nothing
him
okay,
as a
official
whole.
about
And
the
I
manosphere.
understand. And listen, bro, look,
I didn't know
I'm
that
not going to
either.
argue with a
That's
KS
crazy.
apologist, bro. I don't get plain and simple. That's your godfather. If it ain't mine, I don't give a fuck about him.
well, number
Real
one,
talk.
number one, I'm not cursing at you, and two, I never claimed he's my godfather. The point that I was making is when people bringing up other people's
All
names.
right. Well, I said KS and the man is and whoever else in the manosphere. Again, I'm not going to have a whole
Okay,
conversation
well, that's why I separated
about
the
that.
two. That's why I separated two. Said KS. I didn't say the other people. When we're involving another person,
Exactly, and I understand KS might be a little soft spot, but I don't care, bro.
it's not a soft spot for me. I'm bringing it up because, again, Vaughn just made up a perfect example about the church, right? Religion. You got
Well,
Baptist, you got Buddhist, you
it's
got
in every
Christian.
sect.
Yep.
It's in every
And
sect.
whoever was under, and if someone was complicit and he was influenced by their leadership, then yes, they
Right.
should be held accountable too. I
Yes,
don't
they
split
should.
hairs about that.
Exactly.
But I feel like when people
And I
make
think he's
comments
saying
like,
the ones. Yeah, and I'll interject for a bit. I think he means the ones who are responsible for even giving him any influence whatsoever. The guy.
exactly,
I don't think.
that
Yeah,
would
like
make
I said, I
that would
know.
make a better
Because
statement.
yeah, exactly. Now it's just now, and I don't know what you meant when you said that. Truth, when you said Kevin as an example, that's because everybody knows who the hell he
I
is.
said
And
KS
he
in
just
the
went
manosphere. I
KS,
said
going in
KS
there.
first
Yeah, I know.
because
KS first.
everybody knows he's the plateau. So, and
Exactly. Like he's the
also
top.
my
Right.
TJ also did a thing where he was actually, I think, a KS supporter. If it's the same guy that we're talking about the big heavy set dude. Is that what we're
Yeah,
talking
he's
about?
in that.
Yeah, the
I,
bald guy.
I,
Yeah.
Yeah. TJ actually just got finished doing a video a couple days ago about that he was an Kevin Samuels advocate, like
Supporter.
he was a supporter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And that's and are they tying that? Are they specifically tying
That's
that
what
to
I'm
him?
saying. They better not tie that.
Oh,
It
okay.
better not
Okay.
happen. That's what I was saying.
Okay.
I don't know
No.
what they're
Okay,
going
I
to do.
get no. I get what you meant. Yeah,
Yeah,
like because that's gonna look bad on them. I
yeah.
mean, not as
It's
a whole,
going
but
it's
just
going
look
to look
bad
bad,
on.
and it's
Yeah.
also because we were speaking about who has more accountability, the content creators or the people that's listening. And when we had this big conversation, uh, I said both people are held liable. You're held liable because you can cut this crap off. You ain't gotta listen to them. But also people that consider themselves influential, and you already know that you have galvanized enough people.
Yep.
You know what you're doing.
Mhm.
So if you've become, polarizing, it should be responsibility that comes with it. For those of us in the faith, we know that we are not supposed to become a stumbling block to our brothers. So we have to be cautious about what we say,
That's true.
how we move, and all that. So that just don't, reside for us. God's law abide over the people that love him and then the people that are enmity to him. God's law is forever, and it's for all people.
Well, if I could just say something real quick, excuse me, I'm not very versed in the manosphere because that's, I don't follow that concept or precept or whatever they're doing. I've heard about it and I know some of their talking points, so I get that part. But are we saying that this gentleman who did these horrendous acts did it because he was in some way influenced by the mannerism? I mean, not the mannerism, but the manosphere.
Well, that's the thing.
Is that what we're saying? Because I'm just trying to make sure I understand.
Just to make sure, because that's what they were trying to investigate. They're trying to see if it was because of either he got screwed over or something, or he got like frauds or scammers took advantage of him. Maybe because of bad experience with a woman, or overall, I think it's mental issues. I think it just happened to be a person who was a Kevin Samuel supporter. He just happened to have mental issues, because there are some guys out here in these YouTube streets that aren't very well in the, head. They're going through some demons or something, or some serious issues.
We can see that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they got some hatred.
Definitely see that.
And there's some resentment, maybe from childhood trauma, maybe from a personal relationship, maybe they went through the ringer or something, who knows? But that still doesn't give an excuse to harm innocent people that are just going to work, going to school, or going home to their families,
Exactly.
And see, here's the thing: when we get caught up in these groups and different, and it's not even really an organization, from what I understand. This manosphere, it really has no foundation. Like, what are the bylaws and the rules and the regulations? There's really nothing set.
Marcus.
It's kind of like a group of people that got together and just, all agree on the same talking points. But what is the structure? It has no structure. I don't see any structure. So this is just me personally speaking. I can't follow something like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Me neither.
I can't.
I don't respect nothing they doing.
Yeah,
Marcus, drop the link to that.
I don't respect nothing they doing.
And I'll be honest with you. I've had conversations with people who, are lean toward the manosphere, and it's okay because I welcome the dialogue. You see what I'm saying? I welcome the dialogue. But if you're not willing to listen to my perspective, then it becomes a monologue, and then we really have no reason to conversate.
Yes,
correct.
I might as well just relinquish the mic and just let you talk. But at the same time, I have to know how, you know what I'm saying? I have to have an open mind. So if you're presenting something to me that I possibly never heard before, I have to test it against the truth that I already know. Now, if it buffets against the fabric of that, then now I have to re-examine, whether I can move with that or I need to move away from that.
Yep.
And so from what I see from the manosphere, and and hey, I don't mean any harm. I think it's a great idea for the brothers to get together, and we do need to get together. It's good for the brethren to dwell together. Even the scripture says that. But what are we doing when we dwell together? And what is our purpose? And what is our point?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And here's the only, because I want to.
If our point is not for the upliftment of ourselves and others, then to me, I don't know. That's just kind of pointless.
Well, that's in my opinion, that's what it's supposed to be, Vaughn. But like you said earlier, there's more than one little branch out there. And we already seen them little YouTube streets where people is toxic, people is ignorant, people just arguing and fighting. People want to meet up people in person to do all this stuff. And that becomes the issue with the other gentleman saying, like, you have to hold yourself accountable, the people that's leading these type of groups, to do that. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. And two, I pray when people find, I understand people getting these little dark spots. It's very easy getting these dark spots, but also take the time out to vet these groups that you join in. It might be cool for a second, but when you start listening to these people and they're spitting the same
that's
negative,
a rabbit hole.
Yeah, the same negative over and over again. Like, man, you still talking about that same dude? Okay, we meeting at the bar a week later. Okay, you still talking about the same people, bruh? Like, we haven't resolved anything. A third week, you're still talking about the same trash. Like, come on now, what you got doing with your life,
Yeah, a lot
GP,
of the
are you
talking points.
information man?
huh?
What?
Are you information man?
I don't know.
Who's that
You
man?
talking about me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's that?
means you.
No, information man. I don't
Great
know him.
Pill.
No, you sound like
He's
No,
Great
all right.
Pill
Oh,
podcast.
yeah, that's my channel on the Great Pill podcast.
oh, all right.
Oh, you thought it was someone else?
Yeah, I thought he was some when I
okay.
heard like he sound just like information.
I heard that before. I was told I sound like this dude called Hot Damn I Rock on the he's very famous on YouTube on my gamer side.
Yo, these names.
You're gonna get cussed out, Angelus. Watch.
I know, right?
Hey, like, oh no, I know it's you. I know it's you, nigga.
Hey, yeah, hey, Bob, real talk, bro. Hey, real talk. I already got. I mean, I guess my voice alone, or I guess how I carry myself. Somebody sent before the billions a $5 super chat coming at me low key, and I didn't see it because I was on my phone on a Zoom, and they sent him a $5 super chat since, and before the bill was like, I don't know what that means. I was like, I don't either. He said, well, thank you for the super chat though.
He said what?
He's like, thank you for the super chat. Somebody
chat,
said,
though.
yeah, somebody sent him a $5 super chat. I guess trying to throw some shade my way.
Yeah, but back to what we were talking about this the topic.
Yeah.
You know, I find it very disheartening the way that we are relating to each other, and a lot of these talking points in the manosphere have thoroughly pissed me off.
Yes.
And so I'm trying to get to
Same
a place
here.
to where I don't mind being the only person on the panel that's indifferent with the whole panel, because it, you know, unless you have enough courage to do that, then this type of rhetoric will continue to go on. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I've been with my wife over 20 years, and I'm telling you, her value to me is far above a precious stone.
Thank you.
It's far
Talk
above a
about it,
ruby.
bro. Talk about it.
So when you limit her to the mop, I want to say that real quick.
Oh,
you might
Shout out chaotic. Shout out chaotic truth. Shout out chaotic truth live.
because I didn't get on that panel, but don't
Hey,
do
don't
that.
kill that, man.
Don't belittle my woman that way, because her price is
that's what
far
I'm trying
above
to get.
rubies. The Bible said, "Who can find a virtuous woman? Because her price is far above precious stones and rubies and all of those things." So how do you diminish her with your speech and your attitude and your talk? And you get over here and sit down. Make sure your hand can fit that mop. And
I'm not gonna lie.
Let me tell you something. Wait, let me just say this, and I'm going to be done. Let me say this, and I'm going to be done. But a lot of these brothers on here, man, let me tell you, back in the day, we called them perpetrators. You're perpetrating.
Facts. Thank you.
Because see, you will never stand up and talk to your wife like that. I wish we could see how you deal and interact with your actual wife, because your wife is not going to go for that bullshit at all.
That's the problem. They don't have one, brother. And they what they're doing is they bring in their trauma from what they're going through in their lives, and they place it up on here. And that's the reason why I have a problem with that. That's why I'm so violently opposed to it, because they make it seem like it ain't no decent women out here.
Yeah.
And the stuff that they could be saying on how to get a woman, how to interact with them, how to approach them, is filth. Of course, you're not going to get a woman if you acting like that, bro.
No, you're not.
You
see what I'm saying? And she should be, listen, she should be domesticated. I believe that's her nature. We're the breadwinners and the providers and all of these different things. And I get that. We all have roles that we do as far as male and female, but at the same time, we don't diminish each other's roles. So what is this nonsense I'm hearing about your hand should be able to fit a mop? And everybody's laughing and talking and agreeing with it. And even you have women, and you have some women who are brainwashed and they're going along with that. See, these are the type of women that the Bible talked about, and it called them silly women. But hold on, these are the same type of women that allow men to pop them in the mouth a little bit and stay with them. They go for a bunch of crazy rhetoric, and you are well deserving of being respected. You are well
That
deserving
should be the bare
woman
minimum.
of
Yeah.
being respected. Now, if
Yes, sir.
you're a hoe in the street, I understand. We need to pull you up and bring you up because see, you shouldn't hey, we need to help people like that. You can do better. This is not the proper road that you're traveling on. But at the same time, come on, man. You're talking about these women that need help. You're not talking about women who are already who they should be and are ready to be married, and this is the problem. This is the problem we're having.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
Vaughn.
you
He's
got to train
married.
them, Vaughn.
He's
You got to
married
train them.
too.
Yeah,
Wait,
hey,
say that
Vaughn.
again.
This
Yeah.
is what I was saying is the biggest problem with people, especially in that space, they run this line about submission. And the first thing I told people is, especially women, for those who are mature enough and have maturated into being women, you want to submit only to a man that is submitted to God, so that his leadership can show you how submission actually really
Lead by
works.
example.
That's how it is.
I don't
That
know,
man should
Vaughn.
be fully
I don't know.
submitted to God.
I don't know,
Complete.
Vaughn. This should be like a good segment for Saturday if you're down for it.
Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
I
Say
Oh,
said
that
you
I
again.
want
trying
a
to
segment
steal
for
him already,
Saturday.
man?
No,
Hey, Truth,
honestly,
he's already over there. Truth, he's already over there.
The
Oh
truth,
my
man. He's still
goodness, you
everybody,
trying to
man.
steal him already?
I'm
God
messing with you, man.
This
damn. I was
sound like
so
a segment for Saturday.
I mean, I got a
Oh,
segment for Saturday too, but it ain't gonna be about this. It'll be something else.
Oh,
But
my
even
schedule
then,
Saturday, sir. You all over the place. I don't know where you going.
yeah.
hey, listen, bro. Hey, listen.
One day it's like chills, like 7 days of the week. Next day a random anime episode pops up.
Oh
Wait a
no,
minute.
man,
Yeah.
Jay, that's why I got to. Jay, put your email back up in there, bro, again, because
Oh, definitely, bro.
we got
Well,
highlight
listen,
on the nerd stuff. We got to get
listen,
down with our
gentlemen.
nerd world.
Definitely,
Um,
man. And
I was
I
just
appreciate that.
just curious about
Yes,
something.
So,
sir.
Vaughn,
I wanted to
you
hear.
was preaching.
I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to preach, but
No,
listen,
no, no,
No,
that's
I
preach,
beautiful.
wanted
preach,
I
No,
wanted I
preach,
wanted to
brother.
hear
Preach.
what Marcus' take was on that because I know I was in the
Oh yeah,
chat
Marcus.
and I was kind of blowing that chat up during that session, and
Yeah, he
I'm
was.
just speaking
Yo, Vaughn, he told me
passionately
Yeah,
about it when I was
but
at
and
you know
work
from my
why?
yesterday.
But
heart.
you know why, Vaughn? You know
You
why?
know what I'm
Because
saying?
I at least I want to see people when they authentically really are actually saying what they're feeling, what's on their mind. So
Right.
it's not
Yeah.
that I was trying to trigger you. I want to see what you're actually feeling. So maybe at the same time, hey, word it, because a lot of times, especially us men,
Mhm.
we get quiet about things. We're too quiet sometimes, and it's come
Right.
to this realization now where men have to shut up. But I don't want to make this a gender thing, but the other side just tends to be loud outright. I mean, there's a woman out there who is saying it's okay to delete black babies, abort
Yeah.
black babies.
Oh, I know
You
you're
know what I'm
talking
saying?
And
about.
that bitch is part of my
That's
Yeah, I'm not even
crazy.
going to say her name because I don't want to give her
That's
clout.
crazy.
But men, we need to understand this. It's okay to speak up, and it doesn't mean you have to go yell, but just talk to somebody.
Right.
Have spaces to make sure
Right.
it's like therapeutic in itself. Obviously, if you believe in God, pray, hang out with people that are in your same religion, or even
Yeah.
a person that are good figures, that are responsible figures, that have a head on their shoulders.
Hey,
And
Mr.
just
West.
hang out with them.
can I
Mr.
can I
West,
say?
how do you,
Go ahead. I'm
oh,
sorry.
go, sir. Go.
Well, I was gonna address that too, because I came on the back end, Vaughn and Marcus, but I went back earlier today and rewatched it because the one the women in the blue, because she was in the chat after she left, and she was like, oh, I didn't get anything, and this and that third. So I took it as because of chaotic, and it got uproared and went left, right? So I went back to watch it. And before, just minus him, I put him out the mind right now, right? So
Yeah.
I'm listening to the whole thing, and I'm like, okay, Harmony Pill made a point, Sir Hal made a point, and she just like instantly just shaking her head like no, 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 no. And what I took from her is that she wasn't open to receive, because she was instantly like kind of prejudging, it's like like kind of like that hurt people type of vetting I was getting from her.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, oh well, we don't have this, we don't have that, and this, that, third, but people making claims like this is what you should do to fix it. And it's like, okay, well, and then I instantly like kind of like spoke to the TV to her. I was like, well, if you don't got the money to go get these feminine lessons to kind of help yourself to get a little bit more feminine or more or learn some little etiquettes, right? But there's and the other lady Rose was literally telling you, hey, I've been in the streets, I'm doing it for free. I'm finding other resources out there. And Primal Studies, another example. Every Sunday, he actually taking the time out to actually look up articles. Dude had like 6 articles and go over it for 2 hours. So that means he pre-read it, took the time out to study it, and came back and let's address it. So that woman, when she said what she said, I'm like, okay, well, there's people out there saying this. Where we at now with the media? We know there's the toxic part of media, but there's also the at your fingertips. Information is free. So I didn't really get what she was what her point was, but everybody else was like giving her helpful advice. Like, okay, well, cool. If you don't want to do that, here's something else. If you don't want to do this, there's other people like that. And then Miss Suzette, she said something where like she was saying like it was I guess she was claiming it was like another piece of the conversation. I didn't really think it was. I feel like the whole thing came down to conversation, receiving it, and take what you will with it, but don't dismiss everything that people saying.
Right.
Well,
I thought it was a great conversation.
I thought it was too.
Saying? I watched it from the beginning all the way until it went off into something else.
Yeah,
but I thought it was moving, and it was
sure.
it was being beneficial. It was actually, I thought, becoming very effective. The ladies were speaking, but then you have someone else that gets up and just like what's his name? Real Nathan Daly. Real Nathan Daly. Real Nathan Daly. What he said, you have to know how to read the room.
Thanks, Mike.
You just don't come in. You just don't come in like a bull in the china shop.
He came in for agenda. As soon as he said, he made that comment,
and that's exactly what I saw it to be. If you make a
joke like that, then it's you coming off. You're coming.
Nah, he was serious, Jay. He was serious because even though he was.
What Chaotic speaks is true. Like he believes it. Because I've been on Chaotic's channel.
Marcus did tell me when I was at work yesterday. I'm like, well, wait, and he told me this, and I'm like, wait, and I said, wait, that motherfucker actually said that. He said that?
He was. Hey, Mr. West.
I was just very surprised that a lot of people sat back and had nothing to say. And in some ways, I felt that they glorified his position. And that was just crazy. I thought that was just crazy. Now, me, if I was on the panel, of course, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to say what my truth is or whatever I believe to be the truth. Or what my opinion is, I'm going to state it. It's clearly stated, and I'm done. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to go back and forth with you about some BS. No.
Yep.
No.
And that's why. That's my bad. Go for it, Truth. My bad.
Yeah. No, actually, because I wanted to hear Mr. West take on a lot of things because, like, I seen him on on a couple of panels, but I want to just see what his take is. As far as like the news and certain topics and everything, and as well as these YouTube things that's been traveling around. What have you noticed about this YouTube thing? Have it been beneficial for you? What are your what do you feel is problematic and so on and so forth, even with down to the shooting in the subway? What you think about those topics?
Well, YouTube, as far as people holding panels and distributing information and thoughts and such.
Yes.
Okay, so it's kind of a broad question there. That's fine.
Yeah.
So I often say when I come onto a panel, I think that this is the new public square. This is the new pub. It's where people come and they talk, and you can find your own individual communities based on what you're interested in. Throughout all of history, communities have always been location based. It's only been in recent years that all of society can now choose communities based on things regardless of geographical location. Some people are overwhelmed by that, but I love this because I can find other people to talk to. We can have disagreements. And a lot of we have a whole generation that missed out on actually being able to talk and know what it's like to have a disagreement and still be cool with each other.
Yeah.
So I think this is a really good thing that people are having uncomfortable conversations. The only time it gets bad is when somebody is encouraging some form of violence. So that's the issue there. And as for the recent shooting that happened, notice the media is not plastering this as much as they used to, or they're not plastering this because it's not fitting the demographic they like to plaster. So now that everybody knows what the demographic is, they're trying to say, "Oh, it's the manosphere's fault."
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah. They're always trying to associate, and you're starting to see this stuff like this is creeping into a lot of our favorite TV shows. I don't know if you guys have watched the show Bosch on Amazon Prime. It's kind of boring, but
I heard of it. I saw a trailer.
Yeah, so, you see a lot of foreshadowing in the shows, right?
So in the recent, I had to stop watching it this last season. I got to like the second episode. I'm like, I'm done. I can't put up with any more of this crap being pushed into my shows. But there's this lesbian lieutenant, and a couple cops vandalized her car, and she said, and when she's explaining it to her boss, she's like, "They're incels. We're infested with them." No, they're just ignorant jerkwads.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
I'm done. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to watch that. That's trash.
It had nothing to do with the actual term incel, because these are actually some buff, good-looking cops. They were dicks. Yeah. So the stuff is getting pushed into our shows to try and convince us that this is what it means. No. We all know what it means. It's Hollywood, and the radical left that keeps trying that wants to believe they're in a different world. They don't want to acknowledge how the world actually is.
I agree.
The world is more like this, where people like guys like us can just get together. We can talk. We can bullshit. We can disagree. Everything they're pushing on the news, they're trying to push some form of violence, some form of people not getting along. They're trying to justify that they're trying to encourage division under the guise of somehow that's unifying.
Right.
I agree with that, because even on my end, I like somebody made a comment. It's like one stream or something, and I casually said something about a comic book or something. It's like, yeah, so you use a comic incel, and I was like, the fuck is that? So I actually don't lie, bro. I actually googled it because I was hearing that term a lot, like incel this, incel that.
They throwing that shit that fucking word loosely, bro.
Yeah,
they throwing that word loosely.
I hear it everywhere now.
I only googled the definition of incel, and I'm like, that's not it.
You could be a hardworking man providing for your family 50, 60 hours a week, and they can call you incel just because you don't go out that much anymore.
That's crazy.
Mike here just said, hit it on the head there. Love how the media just demonizes men instead of actually discussing the issue.
Correct.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
And I'm glad you pointed that out, Wes, because this agenda, this
killing me, man.
Feminism has been pushing, and it has different faces, man. It has so many different faces, and
the people in charge don't want to openly acknowledge that feminism has largely failed.
Well, it's been failed. A lot of women know that.
It was good. I mean, if you look at it, and again, this is the problem. We always looking. Change is constant, regardless of whether we're trying to promote change.
Yes,
and that's the problem. We're so busy trying to push change, like it's not going to already happen, and then we put ourselves and mess our world up even worse than it already is. Like, it's becoming so confused, all this confusion around, and we already know, for those of us in the faith, who the author of confusion is. You see what I'm saying? So we know who's pushing this whole plot. We already know who's the prince of the air. We already know who's the God, lowercase g, of this world. And it's all being promoted and pushed by him. And it's sad. And that's the problem. We can't really see who the true enemy is. And that's why he's allowed to run rampant. He's enjoying himself. He's having a field day. We about to get rid of men, which I've been starting. Like, men is actually about to get rid of men when I try to do it in the beginning. So y'all about to help me do it, because now I can't even call myself a man no more. That's where it's starting to get to. I'm gonna call
It's
myself
crazy.
a man, but that's what I'm saying. They're saying there's no longer genders. Is you if a woman want to be a man, she can be a man. If a man want to be a woman, they gotta use the same bathrooms. All types of crazy mess. Like, man, if my
You know what's
grandparents
crazy,
were alive,
Truth?
this crazy mess, man, they wouldn't know what to do.
You know what's crazy, Truth? 10 years ago, if you were to ask me, hey, to be attracted to children is okay. It's called minor preference or like underage
Yeah.
or child preference. That
Yo,
shit would have blown my mind.
No,
You would have
but you
told me
know
10
what's
years
crazy?
ago?
You know what's crazy, Marcus? I
What's
just
up?
talked to somebody a couple of months ago, and they thought
About that.
I was going crazy. I said, "We got all these alphabets. Do you know what's coming next?"
Fuck.
I
I
said,
remember. Yo,
I
Truth,
said,
heard
Pedo.
Predators,
that.
man.
"Oh,
Yeah.
you was there when I said that?"
Yeah,
I think so. I
I
think
heard you
so.
say
Yeah.
that.
I said the next thing they're going to legalize is being
Realizes
a
that extra
pedo.
one.
They're going
That's
to actually.
exactly what
and some-
California's been working on.
Yeah, and somebody
Yup.
said, "Man, you taking it too far." I said, "No, they all
I'm
run
about to
along the
protest that
same
motherfucker.
guidelines
Hell no.
of perversion. That's what it is. It's perversion. It runs along the same guidelines of having a reprobate mind, being fully given over to your own desires and lusts. That's what that is. It's under the same umbrella.
Hold
Can't
on.
really have one.
Hey, Truth, 1 second. My bad, Truth. Hey,
No, go.
Ian is trying to get a link, and he's in the chat.
Who? Ian?
Ian,
Oh,
Oh, Ian
Ian,
Simmons.
you are?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Simmons?
asking for it in
Just
chat.
drop the link, Jay.
Scroll up.
Where-
Got that. Shut up.
Yo, Angela's is
Yeah.
working overtime. It's not even his channel.
Yeah, I'm off today.
Ian, just scroll up.
Ian,
Yeah,
like
I
he
see,
lazy.
I see Ian. Yeah, I see Ian. I see
Maybe
him,
he's
but
just
I'm like,
not
what is he saying?
technically minded, so.
Yeah, like no, yeah. Ian, just scroll up, bro. It's there.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like that's what's next, and I'll be
Ain't that
dead
far
going.
behind, I promise.
If I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna be put in jail because I'm not allowed. I'm not gonna see that.
He said,
You're
I'm
already
not
seeing a lot of states. You're starting to see like lines being drawn in much harder forms that I was not expecting this.
True.
So we see down in Florida, they introduced the bill saying, "Hey, we can't discuss these things with children.
Kinder through third
and
grade.
under." Yeah,
What the fuck?
we cannot openly discuss these things. It's not
Children?
relevant to their development.
Correct.
And of course, the
And
left
it
goes
ain't.
crazy and calls it the don't say blah bill.
Mhm.
And then on the flip side, we have Maryland signing a bill forcing the education system to teach those things. So, like you said, the lines are being drawn.
Ian, the link
California's
is in the
already
chat.
been working on things like this by legalizing it. Then Maryland's doing the teach children about this stuff when they don't even know what they're eating for
"Why,
dinner.
Maryland? Why?"
Right, exactly.
But we're
Why
going to start
Maryland?
seeing
Come on,
other states. I think there's another state that's introduced similar legislation. So we're starting to see like really hard lines being drawn, and
It's
it's
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, but
Well,
then we
they're having a
red state?
they're having
I
a
mean,
pledge
didn't we
allegiance
use-
to the
well,
flag.
Right. Didn't Maryland used to be a red state?
Maryland has traditionally been a blue state.
Or it's
Their
traditionally
current-
been a blue. Okay, so all
But
right.
the past couple of years they've had a Republican governor, or I'm sorry, a governor that ran as Republican.
Yeah, no, I know because I
But
live
when
here
you
in
talk to,
Baltimore.
but when you hear him, he's really not.
Yeah,
Was it
no.
Larry Hogan? He's
So he
really
was
not that
pretending to
red.
be right wing and a
Yes, that's
Republican.
what I'm saying.
Well,
I'm
here's the thing about
thinking they're
political
going to-
parties. A Wisconsin Democrat could easily be a Georgia Republican.
Mm.
Red and blue don't actually mean that much. It's far more colloquial. So when I'm here in Georgia and I'm talking red and blue, I'm talking this state.
This
But
state.
if I go up to the northern states, it's going to be different because it's just people have not realized how much we intersect. And that's one of the things. That's one of the grand lies that are being said to us, that everything is the same. No. It's not all the same. Everybody has different opinions. It's just when there's only two boats to get into, it's kind of hard to find a boat that has all your same opinions.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, your same
Wow.
ideologies, the way you believe in things, your morals and values and things
Yeah.
like that. Of course, like we're too divisive, and also like people's lifestyles and upbringings are vastly different now. You know, you would probably
Mhm.
see a couple of different things in certain households, but even back when I was younger, you would pretty much see, like, if I had a conversation with the kids my age, we will all say, "Oh yeah, yeah, I do that in my household." Now, if you ask a child what you do in their household, they're gonna probably say something crazy over here. Then somebody gonna say something crazy, something totally different over here, and they're gonna be like, "What? No, we don't do that. We do this." And then everybody like, "Well, what is that?" Like like I know we push for imagination, but we done went wild with this now.
Yeah.
We done went wild. Like
Yeah, I think
nuts.
it's so perverse what we're seeing
Yes,
now.
yes,
It
that's
it,
what
it, it it's
perversion. Yeah.
really horrible, and these poor children who, even in their innocence, you're influencing them to do things that they don't even have in their character.
Mhm.
It's you know, I know some people will argue this point about, well, you know, Jimmy was really born Susie. You know, God is not the author of confusion. These, and this is just my opinion, and I'm sure we could argue this all day long, because, you know, I do know about the hermaphrodites and all of the, you know, all of this stuff that can possibly go wrong genetically. I get that. I get it. I get it. I get it. But when you have a normal child, you see what I'm saying? We're taking the innocence of that normal child, and
Ian, welcome.
we're giving them these influences and subliminal things, you know, to alter their actual characters. And then, you know, just like my son, you know, he's a normal kid. He's 17 years old. See what I'm saying? But when he was growing up, he wasn't going to play with no Barbies. He wasn't going to tell me
Absolutely
about,
not.
oh, dad, I just want to wear a dress like Susie. No, no, no. When you grow up and make that decision on your own, then you can do that. But while you're here,
Here?
you know, your name is Isaiah, and that's who you're going to be here. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think that these influences and it's sad, you know. Uh, you know, I've often talked about this, and it's not very often, but, you know, I was violated as a young kid,
Oh Lord,
as a
have
little
mercy.
tiny
Oh,
boy.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
more than once.
oh
You
my
see what I'm
goodness.
saying? And so, to me, for people to put these type of ideas and spirits on these young people, I feel it's very unfair. You know,
Yes,
give them a
Yes, I do
extremely.
chance.
agree.
Give them a chance to come into who they are first,
By themselves.
and then let them make a decision on. Because, see, I'm not your judge. I can tell you what's right and I can tell you what's wrong, but now the decision is up to you. You see
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Because I can't make you do right when you're an adult.
That's right.
That's the
Thank you for
point.
your vulnerability, brother. I
Yeah,
you
brother. Yeah.
appreciate you sharing that with us because it lets everyone know the seriousness of it. You
Yeah,
know.
Right,
and you
right.
know, and
And men are
it's
victims
sad
too,
to
just as
me.
much as ladies are. People gotta understand that, and I don't want anybody to take that out of context, as
Yeah,
if like we're sad or like no, this shit happens, and it happens to even young boys. So,
yeah, and
I
see that's the thing
uh,
right there, Jay. I appreciate that even more because that's the thing. It's always and not rightfully so. I'm not saying that it should be highlighted about women, but what happens to little boys that's not highlighted enough.
I
well,
agree.
yeah,
That's the thing.
yeah, I agree. And
That's
like
all.
America,
That's
and
all.
that's my friend America. But and Ian, I will let you go in a second, brother. But let me just say this quickly, and I'm gonna let you go. It's not even just a problem. America doesn't have a problem with women being victims. America has a problem with men being victims in general. They act like that shit's a freaking myth. And I do want to tell the story. I can't remember. It was in some city, but the mayor of the city specifically said this boy's mother wanted to press charges because his teacher raped him, and this motherfucker on live television said he's a 13-year-old boy, he can't be raped, and I said what? And that motherfucker followed up with this statement of saying, listen, they're teenagers, their hormones are raging 24/7. Clearly, he must have wanted it. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been aroused. And that dumbass motherfucker, I said, like, yo, you said this is some of the most credulous, stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. Coming from some dude the mayor that thinks he knows some shit and he doesn't know shit at all. But that's an example of sexism cutting both ways, right there. and it just blew me. Like this dude had the nerve to say what he just said. I'm like, dude, you don't make sense. Like I said, fit the narrative that all men are strong and they can never be victims. Get the hell out of here.
Right. Hello, brother
Ian,
Ian.
brother Ian. Thanks for
What's
being
up,
here,
Ian?
brother. Anything you want to say? Ian, you're muted.
Are you there?
Somebody was just up here. Hold on. Who was that?
You better not be
Ian,
no
you
damn
still
flasher.
muted?
You better not be a flasher.
I swear.
Ian, you
Ian.
still muted, my guy.
Are they still doing that? Because
Oh yeah, I wasn't on the previous stream. On the previous stream, I was on the You Can't Fool Pop stream, and there was like 2 times the guy tried to flash, and so what he did was put a defense screen up to not see it.
They did it to
Oh,
Primal
you said-
Studies. They did it to Primal Studies too.
You say you can't fool Pops. You talking about what's the name, Father?
Ian, you there this time?
100 watts. That's what you talking about, Marcus?
Yeah, about Mike and Mimsy.
I
Yeah,
saw it once.
yeah,
I saw
Oh,
once.
you talking about Mike and Mimsy?
yeah. No, but Mike and Mimsy, Mike's dad. You Can't Fool Pops.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Hey, hold
Yeah.
on real quick. Did Ian speak? Is he say anything? Jay?
No, he's still
you
not
here?
saying anything.
Hey, drop him just in case,
I
man.
think no. I think he's having because he just dropped off and
He's
tried to
still
come
on
back.
mute.
I think he's having.
Well,
problems.
he can drop him and have him in the backstage, and Jay can look at him. So if he comes up and he's
Oh,
moving
okay.
around, yeah, he give him a
Hey,
thumbs
can you
up.
hear me?
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yes.
There you go. I can hear you now, Ian.
Okay, I was
Boom.
trying to open up
There you go.
Safari. Anyway, hey, what's up,
No, I
guys?
got you.
How you going?
How you doing, sir?
How you doing, sir? Excuse
I'm
me.
all right. I just have a quick question because I gotta. I'm not gonna be on here long, but actually go to bed. But piggybacking off of what Jay West said, I think he said it, not the Plaid Pill West.
Mention it. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's fine, brother.
He said
Go ahead.
that feminism has inherently failed.
I think that's
I don't
truth.
know. I don't know
and
this
West,
for sure, but I don't know if people try to equate "quote unquote" feminism. Is there a clicking in the background?
I hear.
Yeah.
I do hear.
Yeah, I hear it, but
I think it's
I hear
from
it.
Angelus. Angelus, is that you?
Oh, my bad. I was yeah, my bad. I was sending somebody inbox
oh,
real
you was
quick.
typing. Oh,
I got you.
Okay. I thought that was me.
I just muted you. Don't
Hey,
worry.
look, the women, man.
Here you go. Kill me for
But
that. But go ahead.
yeah, so I don't know if this is true or not, like how accurate this is, but do people, if people try to equate feminism to the civil rights
Jackson thing
movement,
again.
I got him.
Say that again, Ian.
I'm back.
right? So if people in general try to equate feminism to the civil rights movement, but the civil rights movement had an account that everybody was human, but
Wow.
feminism didn't have into account that males and females are inherently biologically different physically. So it's like you can't really equate the two because it doesn't make sense.
You're saying
Like,
that we
I think
can't?
that's why feminism
Oh, go ahead, Ian.
is
Go ahead,
really
Ian.
doing a disservice because women are thinking that they're equal to men, and they're not.
Oh, well, I don't think West was doing a contrast between civil rights, and I didn't hear him say anything.
No, not
like
him personally, but I'm saying I don't know this. For
Yo.
sure.
Everybody got a lot
I had-
going on.
look,
I-
I had
I
background
speak-
noise.
Everybody else speaks and everybody's quiet, but I come in the new guy. There's noise going
I
on
promise
all up
you.
and
Ian,
down.
I
the,
promise you. We're not doing it on
okay.
purpose. I promise
I
you.
get
Brother.
it.
Go ahead. No, Ian. Listen, we want you to
But
speak, brother.
do you think?
Speak the truth.
Do you think like? Am I kind of making sense?
No. I'm hearing what you're saying.
What's your point, though? Are you giving pushback,
Yeah,
or
that's what
are
I'm
you?
kinda-
No,
Yeah,
I'm
because
not
it's
giving
like
pushback.
No,
I
he's not
think
giving
right
it's
to the
just
point.
Clarification.
He's asking for clarification. I heard what he. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know what he meant when
I'm-
he said that.
I'm still
So more specifically, Ian, what is the subject that you want clarification on, or the opinion that you want a clarification on?
right. That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah. So like, that's like my personal opinion on the reason why like feminism is inherently failing, because
Yeah, okay. You're saying that they equate.
Oh, you was giving a
Yeah.
statement, not asking a question.
right.
Oh, yeah. See, you.
Okay,
it
just
sound
lead
like
off with that
you
next time. Just lead like that.
It sounded like you was asking for somebody for clarity or for understanding of their statement.
Yeah.
so you can do a rebuttal. But you was just giving your own state. Okay, got it. That's what it was.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay, Ian, I got you. Yeah,
Did
because I
somebody
thought it was
fall?
a clarification.
Sound like
thing.
somebody fell.
Yeah, that was my dog. He ate shit.
That was a good
That's
sound
messed
effect,
up.
man. It sounded like boom.
I helped her out. She's a good girl, man.
That is messed up.
Yeah, true. It's so funny, man. It's been sound effects not all night, just like for the past
Hey,
like 5 minutes.
Hey,
when
Ian, are you there?
Yeah, I'm
He's
here.
here.
Hey, I got a question for you, sir. On my stream last time, I think you mentioned about a date or something. So, how did that date go? Or was that you?
Maybe it's the brown guy.
Oh my.
Ian,
Yeah, it
you
was
there?
good.
Oh,
Okay, that's
It went
good.
well.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You know what that means. He got it in.
Yo, Angelus, man.
Huh?
Is that you?
Yeah. Me what?
Yeah, I heard the phone vibrate.
With the buzzing noises.
That's what I heard.
Oh yeah. You remember Aislinn? Because she had painted a portrait of something that she was doing for a client, and me and her were just conversing for a second. So if that just came out, that was her just responding.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Oh, you're on your phone right now?
Yeah,
I thought you
yeah.
was on your computer.
Hell no, I already be up on cam. You already know that. I'm in I'm like in real chill mode, so I'm like just chilling. I was trying to get something set up for well, it was actually for Thursday, but I'll see if I can get it rescheduled because I want to do like a finance topic for some next week midweek about 401k and how to get a house, anything else, because we covered about getting credit, checking, and all that good stuff. So that was a good conversation with the billions. And then it was a guy on his stream last time when he was doing his little his stream, and he seemed like he was very intuitive on a lot of stuff with dealing with real estate. So I figured that'd be a good conversation to have.
Yeah, I probably got a stream with finance coming up at one point. I'm getting
You guys should touch on.
I don't want to hear that GP. I don't want to hear that great.
You guys should touch on the third-party payment scams.
Third-party payment scams. That sound like that's Don Cornelius sector, because he's
Spencer.
so
You mean Spencer Cornelius?
yeah, that man is so invested in stuff like that.
He
It's
said
crazy.
Don Cornelius. I'm like, what?
I can't remember his name.
I thought this was the Godfather.
Yeah, I don't want to disrespect him. Like, yeah, that white got to be talking about frauds. I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to like actually put respect on his name, because he's a good dude.
Well, we've all seen it. It's where they say they'll pay down your interest for you. You just hand them money. That's a scam. Anytime you bring an extra party into it, you got to pay them.
Yeah.
Which was funny, Wes, because that can be tied into that too. Like it says, for example,
that can be tied into anything about credit, buying a house, like any type of finances, because they are on every level.
Exactly. Now the fact you said that, it had me think about about debt, right? Because on Black Men Unfiltered, E-Man made a claim saying that debt isn't real. So everybody kind of debated him about that for like almost a good 30-40 minutes. So that was
be honest, Angelus, be honest. They went in on his ass.
They did.
Wait a minute. I think I was watching that. He said,
"Yeah, you was, Vaughn."
I was up there. I was up there on the panel.
I was moderating. Okay,
yeah, you was, Vaun.
I loved a piece of that.
I was moderating.
Wow. E-Man be saying some stuff, boy.
Sometimes I just have to listen and take it in and just say,
you got to.
say, oh well,
without paying off a single credit card.
Yo, Ian, if you left, man, take care. Have a good day.
But if you would have heard we ain't signing was not signing up for that shit. He was not trying to listen to that.
So everybody, if E-Man asks you for $20, don't give it to him. You're not getting it back.
Yo, E-Man I ain't gonna lie, yo. E-Man be putting some rabbits out his hat. But only thing I felt bad for him only because
Mandro in the freaking masturbation conversation. I remember that, man. That went off.
Nah, because this was my opinion.
That was crazy. That was
crazy.
This
is my opinion. It's this is my opinion because when everybody went on them, it's still a platform. So it's like, okay, let's kind of like give it 2 minutes for the grilling, but let's just move over just a little bit to another person. But when E-Man say some stuff, it's like everybody come on him.
Yeah.
For example, on my end, it was something about is cheating real or women men cheat, something like that, right? So Poppy Blanco said something off the left, and he made the statement of and correct me if I'm wrong. He made a statement about if a man cheats in a marriage, and if y'all have kids together, you still supposed to stay, regardless. So all the women kind of raised up. One to men and two raised up, and it became like a whole big conversation. The conversation was like a pushback to try to change his mind, pushback.
Of course.
Yeah, and then they were trying to course correct, his thinking, but it all came down to like, hey, this is his culture, this is what he believed in, and let's move on. But I wasn't gonna let that drag out for like 30 minutes because that was just crazy.
Don't.
That's
like
crazy.
I hate long. I'm sorry, I hate long and drawn out shit. Just like in a series or a show.
E-Man does put himself in a few positions.
It's like he don't think.
Listen, I've seen him do it. But a lot of times, people love to corner people like that so that it makes themselves look better. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, if I can just point out E-Man's flaws and how silly this sounds or whatever he's saying, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'll gain more popularity or whatever.
Find E-Man's secret there.
He's
my
definitely been off on occasion, and I would have to say that.
Well, on my end with that one, Vaughn, I get it. Like I said, if it's just for the engagement and traction for the podcast for 2 minutes, I'll allow it. But overwhelmingly, it doesn't make any sense to drag that out because even let's just say, even if just like in live, we had a bar and then everybody 10 guys going on at one person all the time, that one person going to feel some kind of way, and then he might be that quote unquote the leader person or a revenge person. So I'm not. You got to be that person. Like, you know what? He said what he said. That's it. It's not going to change his mind. And ultimately, what we're here for, and especially this platform or just in this bar as friends, we're here to just hear each other out. You know what I'm saying? So maybe what we said now, he might think about it later and then come back around like, you know what? I thought about it. I don't agree to everything, but I'm gonna tweak a little bit of that perspective. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? It's often because we, and I listen a lot to these panels and talking points and all of this, but a lot of this stuff it's breeded from us having this desire to always push back. We're waiting to push back. No one is waiting to push forward. I don't even want to use the word push back. I just want to start saying, if I may push forward,
on me.
But let's push the conversation forward, because as long as we're pushing back, we're going back in the conversation. We're going backwards.
Yes.
Let's move the conversation forward. Let's move it along so that we can gain some type of understanding. But as
lean
long as
on me when you're not strong.
Exactly. As long as we keep pushing back,
this guy.
That's all we're gonna get. You see what I'm saying? And I'm sure you all have witnessed this. How many 5-hour streams of pushback have you heard?
Yeah,
too many.
How many
you've been in
6-hour streams of pushback have you heard?
And man, you've been in one, Vaughn, and that was like.
Now you have to have a part 2 and a part 3. No, I ain't going for that. No.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I'm gonna start. And I'm glad you said that because I never heard that term. So that's something I'm gonna start practicing using and implementing on my end. Not push back. Let's push forward.
Yeah, let's push forward. And you,
Mr. Devil's Advocate over here.
Yeah, but I don't mind. I don't mind playing devil advocate, like I said, on certain things because, like, even the other gentleman here, when he said what he said, like, and low key, Marcus, you're pretty much on that same level too, because, like you said before, hey, I said this in the chat just to see where you're coming from. The same thing when the other gentleman mentioned Kevin Samuel and Manosphere, right? I already, in my mind, took out the Manosphere part and went on Kevin Samuels. And when he said what he said, I said, okay, then we had an open dialogue about it. Okay, now I got more clarity. We're good. But I'm not going to sit there and beat this man up because of a perspective or a thought process that he came out. Because again, where we at now? We're again a bunch of guys having a conversation, an open conversation. Something came up. Okay, cool. Now, what I took from it, I got clarity. I got a new perspective of it. I'm fine. I always going to sleep good.
And then you know what? Once I
And-
understand where you're coming
Hold on,
from.
VB, real quick. I just want.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Real quick, just real quick, and then go take them.
Yes.
Hey, Mr. West, could you is it okay you share your email in the private chat?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead, VB.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Once I understand where you're coming from, okay. Now, me, I may prefer blue. You may prefer red. You know, and that's no gang connotation or anything like that. But I may prefer blue. See what I'm saying? You may prefer red. Now, once I understand that that's what you prefer is the red, after I've talked to you about blue, then guess what? It's pointless to continue a conversation, you know, after you've made your point. You know, once you've made your point and somebody pushes back, and then now you're trying to defend your point, and then that, you know, it's like a cycle of chaos to me.
Yeah.
You know, once you've made your point, and I told it. Now, once I know, and this is what I'm learning, and I'm still learning how to practice this. Once I absolutely know your stance and what you're actually saying, and I have definitely determined that I disagree, I need to express that I disagree, and then I'm done with that particular aspect of the conversation.
Exactly.
Because now it's pointless.
You know it.
So that's it.
Exactly. And that's pretty much what it come down to. Like you can't change somebody's mind thought, especially if you grew up like this. It could be a lot of factors. It could be how you was raised, the neighborhood you was in, if you was 2-parent household, 1-parent household, just your culture, you know what I'm saying, religion aspects. It's all that goes in effect for you. So when we have these conversations and these perspectives, like, you know, shameless plug, the Gray Pill podcast, when we have these conversations, it's like, okay, all of this is nothing but perspective. Your anecdotal ideas from your experience, and let me pushing forward, not pushing back.
Amen.
That sounds accurate.
Yeah, man. See how I implemented his sayings in there? I'm learning. I'm a big
but
woman.
Vaughn got like a Hallmark like commercial voice, so he's like, hey, let me tell you something.
Right.
Let me serenade you with the beautiful voice
I'm out.
and the reasoning of Vaughn.
I'm out.
You
You
know,
should narrate
it's like,
one of
listen,
those
you draw more bees with honey now
Yep.
than you do vinegar.
You were a pimp back in the day, weren't you, Vaughn? You were a
saying
pimp.
that.
You need to write one of those Hallmark holiday movies.
I was a nerd back in the day.
A Hallmark movie. I can
There
see
you
a
go,
Hallmark movie.
There you go.
Yeah, my mom used to watch that channel Hallmark. That y'all bring that shit up. I forgot about that. I
was
forgot
trash.
I didn't know you even
Louisiana
had a
or something
channel.
like
was
that.
trash.
Where you from, Vaughn?
Yeah. Yo, Angela said that was trash.
Did somebody ask me where I'm from?
Yeah.
I live here in California, but I'm from Chicago. And I've been in California for I moved down here about over 20 years ago, right before I met my wife.
Okay, that's what's up.
I'm surprised you're still there.
I've lived in California.
Yeah.
No, well, you know, I grew up in Chicago. My mom wanted to move to California when I was younger, and then I wanted to go back, and she sent me back, and then, you know, I lived back and forth, you know, but the major place where, you know, that made me a man was Chicago. So I have to say that. I gotta say that because, you know, you're gonna either come out of Chicago one way or the other.
Facts.
So, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I'm grateful for my experiences in Chicago. You know, I got a lot of stories about that, but I wouldn't change any of it, you know, because it brought me to a place to where I'm at right now. And
that's what's up.
You know, Cali's okay. You know, Cali's okay. It's expensive though. Very expensive. So I'm trying to.
Cali is the West Coast New York. It's going to hell. It's like Miami. It's going to hell.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't know. I don't know, Marcus. Because I feel like it's the same, but it's different at the same time. Like I feel like for example, me and Mika was talking, right, and she was saying something like I supposed to like come down there. Like actually, I think like twice, but once when we doing the trip for the Vegas, all of us supposed to meet up, right? And she was saying something like, yeah, you know, I took it here to. I was like, I don't mind hanging out. I said, but I said, real talk, Mika, the people that I see that you mess around with, I was like, that's like a lot of pretty ass people. No disrespect, but that's not my like my vibe. I'm a chill dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm laid back. I'm mostly at home. I'm got to the point I'm a homebody now. I've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? So if I come there and everybody want to jump and scream over some dumb stuff, I'm like, I seen this already. I know what titty Nass look like. I
Listen,
know what
sir,
sexy.
Hollywood is a new hell.
Yeah, it's crazy. But now New York, oh, you get attitudes all day. That's a whole different vibe. New York is a whole different vibe. So it's like
Well,
if I go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm in it, but I'm not of it. So I
Exactly.
you know, and I know how to live like that, you know. So it's a lot.
Exactly.
I love Cali, you know. The weather's beautiful. You see what I'm saying? But I dismiss myself from a lot of the BS that's going on. And it is
Exactly.
quite a bit, just like you know, Gray Pill is saying. A lot.
Pretty ass people. I'm like, bro, what you doing? You doing?
So I lived in Southern California for 8 years there, and at a certain point, I was about to move to Northern California. I moved to Georgia. After a few years, I was about to move to Northern California, and I started doing the math. I'm like, it's just getting too bad over there, and I'm glad I didn't do it because
Exactly,
it only
man.
gets crazier.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well,
And I'm in
this law is
Pasadena, so
Oh wow.
I'm on
I know
the
where that is.
outskirts of LA. So you know, I'm in Pasadena. So yeah.
I know what that is. I was dating somebody in Fontana, and I
okay.
was and that's like a little nice area. But if you're heading out to like I can't remember the other towns around it, Bernardino, something like that, and
San Bernardino.
San Bernardino.
San
Yeah.
Bernardino.
yeah, I was over that.
Rialto.
Yep, that too. I was all over that area. Like when I was there, like when I get out, I get out. So I was all over everywhere. I was up. I found a spot in some little hilltop mountain area called the some temple. That was pretty cool. So I like to venture out. Once I'm done, I'm done.
Wow. Well, let me say this, gentlemen. This conversation has been so very uplifting to me because I feel like we got somewhere in the conversation. We learned some things about each other. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't spend the whole hour and a half or 2 hours on just talking points. You know, what about the women? What about the women? And what about the women? And you know, how you know, it gets tiresome after a while.
It do.
You know, and when we're in these spaces, why not take time to get to know each other? Like what is, you know, what are you about? What are you about? What are you about? Let's learn something about each other, and then we could learn something from each other. You know, and sad to say, and I'm going to end it with this because I'm going to have to get off. I have an obligation, but you know, I feel uncomfortable in some of these spaces. You know, to even come on to speak because you know because of the indifference that goes on these different panels. You know, and a lot of times I feel like I really don't fit in because my opinion may be so different from the other people, you know, and nobody wants to be rejected. But at the same time, I don't want to get on a panel where I have to talk you into what the truth is. You know, this was so easy here right now tonight. You know what I'm saying? And that, to me, that's what it's about. To me, I shouldn't have to argue my point. You see what I'm saying? Even if you disagree with it, hey, okay. And then we move on and we go to something else. You know, how can we vibe off of each other? What can we learn from each other? So, you know, I just want to say thank you, Brother Jay. I don't know if he went to sleep, but I'm sure he's here somewhere. But thank you for having me up here. And
I'm sorry about that, man. I was taking care of something.
It was Brother Truth that pulled me out of the archives. You know, I heard him say, I want Vaughn
from
to
the
come
ashes
up.
to the phoenix.
Yeah, he did, you know. And so I said, yeah, I've seen this brother on many occasions. And I've seen his growth too, since I've witnessed him on in these spaces. You know what I'm saying? And so we all have a long way to go. We all have a furtherment of our characters that we could, you know, benefit from. And we just have to learn how to move forward, you know, and stop pushing back, gentlemen.
Push forward.
Pushing everybody back.
Put your first foot forward, and forward always, never backwards. Simple enough.
But I'm still here. I'm still here.
And you'll understand that meaning. You'll be fine.
I would say this, Vaughn, and like to the last part, I appreciate you saying that because and that's what people need. So and thank Jay for his channel, because he's and no disrespect to Jay, I don't know what his his main focus of the channel, but like I said, everybody's take your channel, Jay, as just a chill channel. And I hear the same thing Vaughn saying, that like even women come on like, hey, I feel comfortable to come on. I heard another lady, I think Bree, that was on here, said the same thing about Sir Hells. Like, I feel comfortable to come on. Like, you want to be comfortable, whether you're cammed up or not, to be comfortable for that. And that's and I hope, you know what I'm saying, Vaughn, because now I feel envious of Jay because that's the main thing I want for mine. Like, I want people to have that comfortability to come on, especially day one off the rip. Not let me try to you come on the first day and you feel like uncomfortable, then I got to try to make you come on again second. No, off the day one, you're a guest. You're gonna still be a guest. You're still gonna be a guest. You're still gonna be welcome, and that's point blank period. And then the first thing is I think Jay's the only channel that I see in his spaces that everybody from different types of platforms, when they come through here, they say the same thing, consistently say the same thing. But it might be that 1 out of 20 that might say it in somebody else's channel. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So I want to say thank you for Jay for that. And that to me, that feel like that's for me, that feel like that gives me work to for growth on that end. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I might be an envious person. If I get envy of that means that that's a positive thing. I want to work toward that too.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, today was another beautiful day hanging out with great brothers. I learned and were informed a lot. I appreciate you guys, blessing me with your presence. We look forward to doing this more. A lot of panels I share, it could be, convoluted and mixed up and everything. And I still have a decent time, but this is pretty much my atmosphere. I love to glean, I love to learn, I love to hear, decent men speak. It like you say, it puts me in that atmosphere of representing or basically what is that thing called? What's that thing? Remember that old game where the pillars would move up and down and the ball would bounce back and forth?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he just said it.
Yeah. In other words, I'm trying to basically when you're around good, decent people, it helps you to be in remembrance of how you're supposed to present yourself. So this was decent and good, and I greatly appreciate you guys.
Here, man.
I hope you guys have a blessed night, and I'm gonna tap out as well.
All right, gotcha.
I hit y'all up on the backside with the email and everything like that. Jay, I'm about to send you an email as well.
And good talking to you, brother.
Yeah, bless me. Take care.
God bless, man.
All right, you take care, Truth. Be well. And the thing is, like I said, my hope for is when we have these conversations is that everybody tries to hear every other person out. And, you're not trying to overtalk somebody. You're just trying to, just come to an understanding to understand each other's points. We ain't got to agree. We can agree, disagree, but don't get stupid. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm asking. That's all I ask of anybody. Don't get stupid.
But if your hands were to fit around a mop, it would be different.
Your little hands.
No, Vaughn, you can't let that now.
Marcus ain't gonna let me. Look, Marcus ain't gonna let me live that one down.
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, my eyebrows raised up too when I heard that. I was like, little hands.
I was on fire.
Andres, that wasn't the first time he said it. The very first time he said it was on Sir Hill Speaks. And security boss agreed with him. Security boss agreed with him.
And hey, I get it. If you agree, you agree. But come on.
Wait, security boss?
There's another way we can. Yeah. There's another way we can phrase that.
Thank you.
Wes. Nah. She because security boss ain't no fool. She's smart. She's a very smart lady. She agreed. She knew what the hell they were talking about.
Hey, I had to latch on to the part that where the women were in agreement with what was being said, and I said, wow.
Yeah, a lot of people were agreeing with Chaotic.
Yeah, and I said, okay, well, hey. If that's the way it is, that's the way it is. Me personally, I still don't agree with that though. I don't agree with that approach. I don't care if I'm surrounded by 13 people that agree with something. That doesn't mean I have to agree with
Thank you, Truth.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the majority of people. It was the majority It was the majority of folks that said crucify him. So you know what I'm saying? You know, you can't always go with the majority.
Nope.
Agreed.
But
Agreed.
crucified, like they, okay. So how about we turn around? How about the people who said we crucify? How about we crucify y'all first? If y'all want to, we want to play at that. I can feed you to my gators, and I would never change a shade because, like I said, because I saw people like that. Listen, he said, listen, no. I care about tradition. This is not your fucking tradition. Your fucking your tradition promotes bigotry, hatred, murder, all that type shit. And then I said, you know what tradition y'all motherfuckers are really keen on? But correct me if I'm wrong, the tradition of this country to be murderous, to be rebellious, to be treacherous, to be stupid, and to be freaking just ignorant. And he says, oh, but we're different in that. I'm like, you know what's so funny? if guess what? If we was in olden times, I'd knock your teeth out. But what I haven't asked you a question for talking the way you talk, because you got a mouth and it needs to be shut. So no, not anybody here, but when people who speak like that then they can just say whatever just because they over a screen. Trust me, I have the ability to pull you, boy. I will pull you right. I will grab you from your neck and pull you through my screen to knock some sense in your teeth.
I think it's all just a facade, though. You know, a lot of this
I think it's
a lot
all
of this
facade
stuff
they do
these
too,
guys are
but they
talking,
don't
man.
really
You know,
meet
they
people
just
like
talking.
that until. Yeah, I know they're just talking.
They just talking.
But their issue is that they have to really watch that mouth. I told them, I know ladies included, because your tongue is foul. Whenever y'all get angry.
I'm not gonna lie. CT on I think he has like one of the short clips. Or somebody has a short clip of him saying that Harry.
Okay, guys, I gotta go.
Okay.
All right, man. You take it easy.
Nice
All
talking
right.
to you.
Vaughn, thanks for being here, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
Good night,
all
but
right.
he made a statement about a historical figure of Harriet Tubman, saying that he didn't believe that Harriet Tubman is who the history books say she is, and he says that he couldn't believe it was a chaotic. And he said, "Oh, I can't believe a woman that led a whole bunch of people through the Underground Railroad with a Elfer mud." These are his words. Elfer Fudd musket.
Oh Lord.
He said it like that. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Black women are gonna cook.
Everybody got a
what was
voice,
his
man.
theory
That's I'm gonna leave it
about
like
who-
that.
Yeah.
What's his actual theory about who she was then?
He was just trying to say he didn't believe that it was a little
sound like a
frail old
conspiracy
lady. That he
theorist.
thought it was just made up from the history books. That it was actually other people that were probably involved. And he didn't really want to go that full. He was more giving a broad, vague statement of it, and just like kind of shaming it. And I remember just watching that clip, and I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna cause problems."
So everybody got a voice.
Conspiracy theorist.
Well, no, I don't. The way he was conversating, I don't think the way he put that. And this is my first time seeing him and hearing him up close on Black Man. I don't think he put that as a conspiracy theory.
He really believes it. He really believes it.
Yeah, he put that as like, hey, this is what it is. This is what just because his overall thinking, because
he believes his opinions. Like he believes the way.
Stop.
Yeah, and like another thing too. He said that that BLM is at more worse than the KKK.
Yeah, man, get your thoughts in.
I was like, hey, man, I want to go that far. I know they have their issues, but I don't see them lynching people on the trees. I'm gonna leave it at that.
They're not exactly peaceful either. So
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. But
it's an actual arguable point. But yeah, I suppose broken clock is right twice a day.
That part.
I don't know why he would go on about Harriet Tubman. Like, oh, Harriet Tubman's not real. I keep missing this guy. I haven't heard.
Oh, and like he was saying how like, oh yeah, this woman, the way that she looked, he couldn't believe that she could do these kind of things because she was a frail old woman or something like that. These are his words.
Hey, hit me up next time. Next time he got up live or something, like, hit me up. Do he bring people on the panel?
Oh, he brings everybody. Avatars, no cams, nothing. He'll just check real quick, make sure you're not like if you're a newbie.
Yeah.
He'll even bring you up. He probably won't even ask you a question. He'll just be like, "Hey, welcome to the panel," and you could have different opinions, like respectfully. There are some crazy ass fools that have gone. Like there was one guy that was like just disrespectful overall and just rude person that usually goes on there from time to time. I think he knows the fact that he's like that. It brings more of a drama to the panel every now and then.
Okay.
But there's like one or two guys. That's it. But
You guys
other
ever
than
run
that,
into RBR?
I heard of it, but who's that?
Well, RBR, you'll see him pop up on these channels occasionally, but he's been around for years. But he's I suppose you can call him a black supremacist.
Mm-hmm.
Dude is freaking nutballs. The thing is, like, if you, he's going to try and take over whatever stream he's on. And I remember I was on, I haven't seen her in a while. Sweet Melody Speaks. I was on there on that channel for a while talking with some other people, and she fell asleep.
Oh Lord.
And then everybody else started falling off because they were losing connection. It was just me and RBR. And I'm like, this dude is going to talk all night and get her channel banned.
It sounds like J Book.
And I was falling asleep. So finally, the one thing I could do is I found some, what do you call it? Not license-free music on YouTube. And I played that on another screen and just put my headphones on the mic to shut down the stream.
Oh, nice.
I had to, because that dude says so many freaking vile things. Like you'd be amazed. Like one of the, because I was, as always, I was the only white dude.
Yeah.
But a bunch of black guys were like, hey, I have black friends that are going to Africa to find a woman there because they're not happy here. They're like, and RBR's like, well, that's because they're stupid. They're stupid, N-words flying over to Africa looking for white women. And everyone's like, they're not looking for white. They're looking for African women. But dude's just freaking mental.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Yo.
Not you, Wes, but that guy's nuts.
Well, see, that point right there is like I said, and I hope this is a lesson for Jay.
It sounds like certain black pillars.
Yeah, you got to be careful, man, because even on primal studies and be friends who you want to be friends with, be cool what you be cool with, but just know the crowd that you hang with, and then that crowd want to hang with that crowd, not the person. That crowd want to come hang with you because then they bring other outside negative influences. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
sooner or later, I'm sorry to get you off, but sooner or later they'll infect you too.
Yeah. And that's not cool. That's not cool. No, he's right. Really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sounds like
because and I'm just giving an example. Like Primal Studies channel. His just as chill as yours. He just do like simple stuff. But when the last stream he had, you had a dude jump on. He didn't expect it, and it was like a good 5 seconds. My man just got a willy out live on a podcast.
His what?
Did he edit that out?
He had it blurted out. MD and them had explained some, just blur it out so it won't affect the chat because he was gonna just cut it out. So they just told him
his willy.
I'll let you. I'm not gonna repeat myself, sir.
Okay.
He freed his willy, man.
Yeah.
Got it.
Part 1, 2, and 3.
Jesus. Jay, you want me to draw it for you? I can send you. I can DM you a picture.
Yo, I did the same fucking thing to Poppy. Yo, Poppy's like, I was trying to make a point. Everybody caught it. Hit out of Poppy nowhere. Poppy like, hey, so what you mean? And I swear to fucking God, I put my fingers together, looked at the fucking screen like I'm looking at Pop. I was like, he was a player in the Himalayas. What do you not mean? My dad was a hoe. He was a player. He was I said he's a player. He was a Rolling Stone. And then Poppy was like, so what do you mean by that? I said, oh my fucking God, Poppy, he was a player in the Himalayas. Then he looked and started laughing. I was like, dog, come on, man.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, man. Yo, Marcus, you gotta capitalize that joke. And Angelus with Poppy, man. I love the both of y'all, man. You sometimes.
But Poppy's another guy that I love him and all that, but he's all over the fucking place.
Yo, that last stream was crazy. Crazy.
All up in all these YouTube streets. He keeps saying he keeps. I don't have a problem with it, but he keeps like going on TLAs, which is great for your publicity and great for advertisement and endorsing your channel. Don't get me wrong, go on the higher big platform. But he be on that club like he's VIP up in there.
Yeah, probably don't give a shit. All the pets, man. I give it to all the streams. So,
what's TLAs?
Lead attorney.
Lead attorney.
Oh, you okay. You would love that
Yeah,
one, Wes.
I've been on
If
him
he have a conversation that you're interested in a topic, and if you get on there, you'd be a very interesting person on that panel though. Like real
Yeah,
talk.
bro. You and
Yeah.
TLA West, feathers of a flock to vagina.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
keep hearing everybody quoting him. Everybody quotes him. The lead attorney.
Lead
Yeah.
attorney here.
Yeah, like I said, I've been on his stuff twice, and he's a cool cat. Like he's only 3 hours away from me because he's in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. That's where he's at.
Oh wow, it's like down the road from me.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
No,
wait.
and lead attorney.
How you driving, Jay? You said 3 hours away from you. You in North South Carolina, right?
No, yeah, I'm in South. I am not North. That's a 3 hour drive. That's nothing for me.
Okay, you know other side. You close to Savannah.
Yes.
Okay, all right. You were over where my mom at then. My mom is in Udaville.
I know some. I need to go see.
Do not give out the PO box. Do not give out the social.
I'm on a grown ass
Social
woman.
6'9", 3'2", 5'9". I just made that shit up.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I had to think though because it's like for me to in your direction, it's probably like a good 7 hour drive. But for me to Atlanta, it's a good 3 hours. Yeah, I'm 3 hours from
Florida, right?
No, I'm in Alabama. If I take 27 and cut up straight through Phoenix, I'm like 3 hours. I'm 3 hours from Stone Mountain, Atlanta. I'm right there.
Fuck that.
Angela's right now saving up money. He's racking up money right now.
Yep. So, or I mean, I guess I will talk a little sports before I end it. Yo, Angelus, are you? Yeah, I will speak a little bit on that.
We'll go ahead, kind of get out of here real quick.
He's not into sports, man.
so Angelus, what's your vice?
What you mean my vice? What you mean my vice?
What do you like to do?
Your pleasure, your hobby. What do you like to watch?
TV. Pretty much anything sci-fi. Anything sci-fi movies, shows. That's pretty much my thing. I don't really like. I think on that end, man, Pop is the opposite. He like reality TV, like
gangster movies.
Yeah, gangster movies or 48 Hours. Yeah, stuff
Probably
like that. Like, yeah, that don't really entertain me because I already, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I said I've been there, done that, that's that real life. I try to escape from that bullshit. So when I come home, I like to chill. So I either got my music playing loud when I'm driving home or going to work, or chilling the house, or I'm like right now the entertaining like here, or like right now I'm on my game, conversating and chilling with y'all guys. So that's pretty much my thing. And then if I got a new show comes up, I'm binge watching it the fuck out of it.
Are you a Marvel
and
fan?
Get laid. Add that to the caveat to get laid too.
By the way, the new Stranger Things trailer. That new Stranger Things trailer was insane.
You don't need no girlfriend to get laid, sir.
Say what?
You don't need no girlfriend to get laid. But add that to the
you don't. Technically, you don't know. Yeah.
All right. Now, I'm just answering your question. Just add that to the answer to that you asked me. So laid.
I got you.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna bench anything, if you're a Marvel or a comic book fan, then go marathon Moon Knight. Well,
I just saw that. It's you, bro. You really can't binge it now. I mean, it's 3 episodes in.
It's only 3 episodes in. Yeah.
My homeboy like to watch. Yeah, my homeboy like to wait stuff out for a bit, and he's a dissector when he watches crap like that. Like he'll wait, and then he'll rewatch it over. He'll remember all the characters' names, all the sequences, the little movements, and that's the type of person he is. Me, I'll binge watch it like, I'm cool. Then if we talk about remember that guy that did the thing with the kick and the strikes, and it's like, yeah, Sir Tyra Lannis, yeah, that dude. So. Yeah, that's for my day when I'm chilling. But if I have a random friend or whoever pops over, let's say one of my buddy cousins, whoever, like, hey man, I'm doing grilling or fish fry, then I'll go that way. Or the summer's probably coming, but I'm still much chill mode. So, but if not, I'm pretty much like I like to drive, so I like to take like little random trips all over.
Yeah, I mean I like that sometimes. Random trips aren't bad.
Go to the beach, have a barbecue in the back. Man, have a little carne asada.
Not good all the time, but it's really good. I won't lie. Every once in a blue moon, barbecue is amazing. Oh, I fucking love ribs, man. Damn it.
Yeah. I'm a beef man. I just really I knew I like meat, but it's like I just realized like I really like beef. Like I cut beef out, right? So I do like ground turkey, ground chicken. I'm good with that. And and so lately I had for my work, like for the Thanksgiving, I had this ham for a while, and I was like, I had two. I gave one to my sister, and the other one I was like, well, let me go ahead and just cook it because I don't want to like just let it go to waste. So I had the ham. I was eating that for a while, playing around with that, and then for a minute I was like, I'm not a pork man. Just I know I'm not a pork man. I'm a beef guy. So
Yeah.
I've been craving for
What about
like
bacon?
steaks. Yeah, I've been craving steaks and a good burger. So, yep.
Try some of those beef short ribs, or like the little.
I
They're
ain't gonna
called the
lie, man.
yeah.
I love those. That's some good food, man.
Have you,
Yep.
I was craving Korean
Steak and
barbecue, man.
beef stew. Those
Shit.
are
Yeah,
good.
either that or a good taco. Like I was just watching a clip on Netflix. This feed came up about this food stand somewhere in Cali where they was making like a pink tortilla with the all the fixing in it, and then they had the cut with the sauce you dip in it. Man, that sucker looked good.
You're talking about the birria tacos? They're dipped kind of like in red, orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, they use it's called consomme, so it's like the soup or like the sauce, like it's all like
Yeah.
marinated, and you dip it.
That looks so
Oh,
good.
that's
So
been
good.
that's been the
It is
crave
good.
lately for the last 2 years, and for the last 2 years, it's been exploding.
It's another guy I seen on Netflix where they was introducing all these people that these good foods. It's a guy in somewhere in Cali. He actually has a food truck where he actually does like a crossover between Mexican cuisine and Filipino cuisine. And they actually do the hand wrap rolled
Lumpia?
like the wraps like the what's it the Chinese egg
Lumpia?
rolls. There's like yeah like little egg.
Lumpia.
Yeah, man, that looks so good. And I know it takes time when that food like that when you do it. That I don't care what price you put on it, that's worth it because I've
Yeah,
seen a lot of
that's worth it.
Filipinos make those suckers handmade. That's work. That's work.
So to all the cats, thanks for watching the stream. I appreciate it. We're gonna end it here. Me and the guys are gonna conversate in the back until we knock the fuck out. All right, guys. Peace, glory, praise.
Way to be so
And
nice about it.
no, I have to be so nice about it. I'm a jackass. Y'all forget that. And all in all, what Angela said, man. Hamburgers for the win and steak, not well done, medium or medium rare. That's all I want to hear. I never want to hear well done crap.